what I see out of Mike White compared to Zach Wilson is that Mike White processes the game faster. Like he sees defenses. He understands what's there, and he gets the ball out fast. Zach Wilson has always been a bit of a hot dog in regards to, like, he has a tremendous arm. So when guys are like that, they tend to want to make the hard passes instead of the easy ones.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcasts. You can listen to the show on Megaphone as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment because the page is growing. Also, go ahead and subscribe to that Grid channel as well, the Grid Network. Hit up the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Grid Network. Shout out to all my creators on the Grid Network. There's a lot of content there. Lots to get into. There's got a couple people in the building today. Shouts to Casso. What's up, Casso?
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, man? Mr. PTO himself is here.
Yo.
Yeah. You know, I had to make you feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, I had to get you your own mic. I had to get you your own stand. You feel good about yourself now, huh?
No, this is what you should have done when I started.
Okay, so you're blaming me now.
Yeah, it's your fault. Totally.
You're blaming me because you just like destroyed all the equipment in the studio.
My beer is never here, and when I do get it, it's warm. So you know what? This is a start. We're going on the right path. 2023. I'm excited. Okay,
that's fine. Nicole, the silent assassin is what I call her. What's going on?
Not too much.
Yeah. You know, she's a lady of few words, but when she says something, it hits. It definitely hits. We have a special guest in the building. What's up, man?
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. You know we're gonna get
surviving.
we'll get a proper intro after we get out of this. You know what I'm saying? But we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Thursday night football to talk about. We have our MyBookie pick of the week. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the Jerry Jones situation. We're going to speak about how, LeBron James kind of challenged the media a little bit, which was just pretty interesting in my point. And I think he's right. The Jets have a new quarterback, y'all. Yeah, new quarterback.
Hoorah.
Claw's very happy about that. Patrick Peterson criticizes Kyler Murray. That was very interesting. Yeah. College football playoffs are expanded. They're going to be expanding to 12 teams in 2024 and 2025. That's a big deal for college football, especially for my USC Trojans, as they are number 4 in the country. The NBA schedule is possibly going to change with this in-season tournament thing, and we're going to have to talk about what sense that makes.
What is that
at all? Yes, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I do. I just want to interject and have one more segment if we could add in, if you got time.
Yeah.
It's called Odell Watch.
Oh, okay. Okay, we can definitely do Odell Watch. I like that. I like that
too.
That's definitely good. Shouts to Claw for that one. I like that. Obviously, we're going to talk about some major league free agency. There's some, listen, we're recording this show on Friday night. We're going to put it out on Saturday, obviously. I'm just going to let y'all know what's going on, all right? Kind of take the curtain back a little bit. I'm a little emotional tonight. It's going to get crazy tonight, fellas. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, I'm a little taken aback. So we're going to talk about Mets free agency, Yankees free agency. Winter meetings are approaching. So definitely going to talk about that. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
So I'd like to introduce my man properly. Welcome to the show, my man, Mr. Greer, Mr. Tom Greer. How you doing, bro?
Great. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Finally. This is freaking awesome.
Yeah, definitely, man. The last time I had you on the show, I was just audio. I was pretty much just started the podcast. I think it was sometime in 2020, wasn't it?
It was, it was 2020. It was like around 4th of July, actually.
Yeah. It was very, very early in the season in my podcasting career. But I definitely want to go into your your career, your history. You know, you are the co-host, editor of the Grindhouse Radio podcast. You know, shouts to Kim, shouts to you know, Brimstone as well. Like, you know, you guys are doing big things. You know, 3-4 million, you know, views worldwide weekly. It's a great show. Catch that every Thursday. You can catch it on Spotify. You guys are on
literally anywhere you can
literally, you know, everywhere you download your podcast. You know, so yeah, so definitely, you know, talk about that. How'd you guys actually get started with the Grindhouse?
Well, the Grindhouse Radio got started before me. It was Brim, Kim, and then one of our old hosts, Steve Zambo. They all worked together. Kim and Steve actually interned for Brim for a while because he's been in entertainment forever. Nice. And I was obviously going to CSB. That was you know, you and me went to UME.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, after trying to get into so many different radio places and everybody's saying no. Steve actually worked at the school and brought me in as like a little editor. Dope. You know, edited drops, and then from there it was, you know, they just gave me a microphone and was like, here you go, come join the show.
Oh yeah, you have personality. It's good.
Yeah. But so it's just been that for, you know, for the last 7 years, going on 8, I think. I lost count at this point. Yeah, I don't even remember. Nah,
you guys are doing great things, man.
Appreciate
you know,
that.
great.
Thank you.
You know, great guests. You guys speak to a lot of celebrities. The segments, what I love about the show, and we were speaking about this a little bit off camera, is that it's segmented. You guys have certain, you know, segments of, you know, like comic book stuff and pop culture.
Yeah, we hit everything.
You know, you hit everything, and the way the show is structured. It's so CSB. And when I hear it, I'm just like, yep, that's Tom.
It makes me feel, because I didn't, you know, because I you know, I listen to podcasts forever. I'm used to people just going straight through. Right. You know, maybe breaking segments up here and there, but the way they did it, I'm like, wow, this is really like, we're just doing this like a regular radio station.
Yeah, nah, it's awesome. It's awesome,
It's
man.
cool. It's cool. It gets, you know, as the editor, it gets a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
But, you know, it's been working. So.
Yeah, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's a formula that works. Not a lot of people are doing that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have tried to imitate that, but you can't. Like, when you have that perfect formula of chemistry as well as talent, you can't really replicate that if you don't have that on the other side. You know, that's what you guys have.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, I know I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's a different way of, you know, kind of breaking it up into into segments, makes it easier for people's attention spans.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that, especially in the time that we are in right now. People get their you know, their content in 10-second, 15-second intervals. Like,
people, you know, podcasts now are just TikTok videos.
Right. Basically. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
like, it's nuts, man. But you also started your own podcast in regards to sports and stuff on YouTube.
I did.
Yeah.
It's the Hi, I'm Tom podcast. I got like 5 episodes up there. I haven't been as consistent with it just because things have been hectic as hell, and, you know, trying to just sit down and find time to record stuff is difficult. Right. But you know, I want to get a little bit more consistent with it.
No, definitely,
I'm a little bit more inspired now because this studio is freaking awesome. I love it so much.
I appreciate you, man. A lot of hard work. You know, the team put in a lot of hard work, especially the silent assassin. You know, I gotta shout her out.
She's so good.
Yeah. Good comes easy.
Yeah, she's all right. You know, we're not gonna give her too much credit, but all the credit. But yeah, it's like I said, like, you know, I let her listen to it. You know, I let the team listen to it as well. Like, you know, I'm always promoting my people's stuff. You know, you're a good friend, so, you know, much success to you guys. Love the show. And also, you and Kim have a podcast together as well, right?
We did. We were doing. We're big like Disney fans. Like, we're big Disney adults. We did one together for a little while, but it was something that we just couldn't keep up. We haven't done it. We haven't done it in, like, I think probably about a year at this point.
Okay, but you guys still go to Disney?
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do a little bit, but we haven't done that show in like about a year. We're thinking about doing something again, but again, it's actually sitting down and committing to doing it.
Got you.
I'm trying to make a little home studio, but
listen, get that home studio going, man. It's you know, it's a project that you can really lose yourself in and kind of really get creative.
It's just really comforting to know that, like, if I wanted to, I can, like, roll out of bed
Right.
in my pajamas and go sit behind
that
my
shit
computer.
right there.
Like that,
Facts.
That shit is the best feeling.
It is.
Planet, bro. Like,
It is.
To be in your drawers and wake up and be like,
I'm gonna create.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Exactly. I'm
I'm gonna go live the dream right now.
Yeah.
I don't need a suit.
But nah, man. Like I said, man, you guys won a ton of awards. One of the best, podcasts on Long Island. You have a, intense fan base. Shouts to you guys, man.
I appreciate that.
Definitely love what you guys are doing over there. I like to hit a little random trivia before we actually get into stuff. You know how I do things. Did you see the Transformers trailer?
Whoa.
I did.
Thoughts?
I would have loved if it was just straight up Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
would have been
I feel
awesome.
you
Listen,
on that.
I watched the trailer, right? I watched the trailer, and as soon as I saw it, right, I saw Optimus Primal come out of nowhere, and he's like talking, and I'm just like, all right, why is Prime here? And like he just came around the corner like he was already here. Aren't they supposed to be on another fucking planet? Like, what?
It's supposed to be like New Earth.
That's what I'm saying. Like
supposed to
they
be a
they
whole
cut from
nother- you're right.
they cut from the dude in the car, and then we see Primal, and then we see Prime just skate around the corner like he was there the whole time.
I would have just loved, just give me regular.
Just
Beast
give me
Wars.
regular,
Beast
yeah.
Wars.
Just
Yo,
give me the Maximals. I don't need nothing else.
Beast Mode. Yo,
I don't need
Beast
nothing
Mode
else.
was So
That's
fire.
It was hard. It was
That's-
fire.
that's
It was
when I
like
got
6
into
a.m. back in the day,
Yeah,
right? 6:30 a.m.
bro. That show was dope, bro.
That's when I got
It was
into
dope.
Transformers,
Right,
was
right.
Beast Wars,
So
bro.
for me, it's like, listen, if you're gonna give me Prime, I love Prime. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Prime, but I'm good with Optimus Primal too.
Yeah.
I'm okay with just that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see what angle they go, but they already got me mad. I'm not gonna lie to you, they already got me
It would have
mad.
just been a nice, fresh take. Because,
Yeah.
look, Beast Wars hasn't been like a thing since
We were kids.
the early 90s.
Yeah.
I watched it on my way to school, and all we got from then was the regular old Autobots, the
Yes.
Decepticons,
Yeah.
through the cartoons,
Right.
through the movies.
Right.
Like, just give me Beast Wars.
Right,
Just
I
do
agree.
that.
I agree.
Oh
You know what I mean? Like do a multiverse or whatever you want to do. Like that's fine.
Whole nother
But-
world.
Yeah,
no
but
Shia
but
LaBeouf.
you no. We don't want Shy. We don't want Shy. We don't want Shy.
Completely erase him.
Although I like Shy, I liked him in the
He's a good guy,
movies.
but I don't want him in
but
the movie.
I don't want him nowhere near my Transformers anymore. Moving on. I saw the new Indiana Jones trailer, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit's fire. That shit is hot.
I ain't see it.
Yo, listen, he got me hyped. It looks good. Looks good, man. Looks good.
We talked about it on GHR,
Yeah.
and I don't. To be honest with you, I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't care how it looked. I'm just so unbelievably angry that Hollywood can't come up with like an original idea.
You know what? I'm with you. I am with you with that, bro. Because now, did you see the Cocaine Bear trailer? They said that that's a real story.
That shit looks
No, I didn't see
fire.
that.
Okay, so there's a story
about it.
out
I
there.
didn't see
There's
that
a
either.
movie, and I want you. I'll send you the clip or the trailer of this bear that somehow got cocaine in his system and went nuts.
Cocaine.
Yeah, like
cocaine.
pure, raw, uncut. He went nuts.
What
right?
did he do? What did
Straight
he
off
do?
the plane.
I don't know.
What did the bear do?
He went nuts.
In the
He
trailer.
went crazy, bro.
Nah, he was just crazy. He was like attacking people.
Yo. Exactly, bro. Yo.
Just thinking like
That's
eyes
like some
wide.
Sharknado.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
bro, he was
Yo.
he was
Sharknado.
frothing at the mouth,
was
yo, dude.
Sharknado vibes
Dude,
all over it, bro.
So I'm watching the
movie.
trailer. Cause Claw sends it to me, right? And I'm just like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this, right?
Yeah.
But I read some stuff on it. It's a real story.
I think I've heard this story.
Yeah, it's a real story, dude. But like going back to what you were saying, like, you know, for movie buffs like me that grew up, you know, we're 80s babies here, right? Most of us. Nicole's not. But it's sad that we can't come up with any original content.
It's brutal, and it's killing stuff. Like I'm not like, how many times do we got to retell a Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie
now,
or like the Christmas Story? There's a new one coming out. Which look, that might be a great Christmas movie.
But I don't need the I don't care. Yeah, I don't need the remake. I'm good with the original
for 24 hours on TBS.
I'm with the one with the violence.
That's a new movie. That's a new movie about Santa.
I'm with that.
That looks great.
I'm with that.
That came out today.
It looks funny, but it's like that's original, right? That's something that somebody came up with. That's not a remake. That's not a revision thing or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like one of the movies that I loved, and obviously it's a remake or it's another universe, right? Was when they did Dracula Untold. I like that movie because of the spin that they put on Vlad the Impaler's character, Dracula's character, right? Yeah. I like movies like that, right? You stay with those, but I also agree with you that they need to start coming up with some original stuff, but it's so easy to just write something, copy and paste it, or, change a few things and repackage it, right? Rather than you having to really think and come up with something that's original. Like, there's no Quentin Tarantinos anymore. There's no real savvy like that anymore.
Well, the Quentin Tarantinos are the what's the dude? The Jordan Peels.
Okay.
Kind of those. Like, it's the.
Well, yeah, he's the only one. Yeah, he's the only one.
But I feel
and his movies are very hit and miss.
It's also the politics as far as like who's being allowed to write the movies and getting the clearance to put it out. You know what I mean? Get the studio behind you.
That's true.
Because I feel like a lot of good ideas either go straight to like TV or straight to Netflix.
Or yeah, that's true.
They go straight.
Or they go to Sundance.
On Sundance, exactly.
Yeah.
And if they go to Sundance, then they level up.
And I think it was who was it? It was Matt Damon or something was doing an interview where he was saying that like making movies nowadays is not the same. Like you would make a movie, it would come out, you would have the box office, and then you would have the DVD that was coming out that would make just as much money as the box office,
right?
Because it's sold again. You don't get that anymore.
No.
They have to put all this money into a movie, like hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're lucky if they make that.
Right.
Like the Marvel movies, a couple of them were flops. I think. I don't think the Thor didn't do.
Thor didn't do well.
Eternals didn't do great.
Eternals didn't do well.
Didn't do great at all.
It wasn't a great movie, but it didn't do great money wise either. It didn't earn them the money that they put into it.
Right.
At least what they were hoping.
And the thing is with Marvel is that it's the surplus, right? We're gonna put out 20 films. If 4 are bombs, we're okay with that because we put out 20 of them. So sense. We get 10 bangers, we made our money back. You know what I'm saying?
That's the record.
So that's the record business.
That's the I got Rihanna on this label.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna drop her cousin.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? Like 4 other trash ass rappers.
Right. But if I get that one banger, I'm okay. Like, you know what I mean? We'll recoup. We'll make $300 million off this one record, and we'll be all right. You know what I mean?
That's the
but I think what happened with movies, Tom, is the Writers Guild strike.
Yeah.
The strike screwed up everything because there were a lot of original movies that got shredded and ripped up in the strike. There was a lot of great stuff that they had in the tuck that was like, man, if this didn't happen, you were going to get some real good films. You know what I mean? Because, listen, we live in an age at this point where it's like everything's CG. Everything is this. I don't need a CG movie for the movie to be good. And I think this generation is not realizing that. Is that you don't need the CGs and all that stuff. You can tell a great story without that. I watched a movie on Netflix the other day called The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It's a Western, black Western and all that. It was a great film. Django, great film. But I'm talking about that Quentin Tarantino type of style film. You don't get that from everybody else, right? So it's like, I'm stuck there. I need somebody else to be able to take the reins and push it forward like that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't feel like it's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
just feel like there's not. The movies that sell are literally Marvel movies and Disney movies.
I agree.
Other than that, you're really not.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna sell.
The last good movie I've actually saw original was Soul, the Disney movie.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. That was really good. It was really good.
Even the design of the CG and everything, the story told was awesome.
Soundtrack.
Everything was
really
beautiful.
good.
Like,
Yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
one of the most original movies I've seen recently that I'm like just stands out.
I'm not a big animated movie guy, but that one was really good. Really good.
Main character, Mets fan.
Yeah.
One scene, you catch him wearing a Mookie Wilson
He's a damn saint. All right. anybody who's a Mets fan is a saint. Spider-Man's a saint. Okay, we all know that, right?
God bless Mr. Spider-Man.
God bless Peter Parker. But yeah, man, I agree. I think it's just one of those things where you might just be right, where we're not gonna get that type of movie anymore. But what happens to that generation of actors and actresses?
Well, I think we're gonna get kind of a shift because where you have you have all these streaming services and a lot of people are getting disconnected with it because it's costing so much money to get all these streaming services. How many people do you talk to that are like, I just watch YouTube all day?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get good movies. They're just not good or you're gonna get good content, good movies, good videos. They might just not be at the big budget productions of a lot of these studios, but you'll get people putting out their passion projects on YouTube, on Freeform.
And I'll be okay with that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like there were comedians that are like, I don't know why I'm hitching my wagon to Netflix or Hulu when I can come out with my special
on YouTube,
put it out on YouTube,
right?
And I'll get double the amount of views on there than I will on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to make a killing that way.
That's true.
Like maybe in a way, it's gonna kickstart people into like a new. Hopefully, I guess this is a hope wishful thinking. Like a new wave of creativity. We're like, nah, I'm not gonna rely on these stupid studios. I'm gonna go make something myself and see what the public thinks.
Yeah, listen,
podcasting.
I agree. Because I think podcasting has really put a strain on radio. Like sports radio, for example. I think maybe in 5 or 10 years we may not see as much sports radio. Probably, I don't know.
You see, the reason I've had this conversation before with a buddy of mine. He worked for Ryan Seacrest. He was in the video game for a long time. He went to CSB actually.
Okay, nice.
And we would talk about it all the time. And I would tell him, be like, I really think podcasting is going to take over. And he's like, you know what, dude? I don't think so. Simply because radio, same as podcasting, always going to be free. And they're never going to come out like it'll always be in your car. It'll always be accessible everywhere. The radio, you will be able to get, let's say your phone dies. Yeah. If you can get a little radio with a battery in it, you can tap in. Get a radio signal.
That's true. That's true.
So
and there's always a loyal fan base when it comes to radio, right? Like you have the people that just listen to radio.
Me,
it's local.
I listen to WFAN in the car every day. Other than if one of my teams loses, I probably turn it off for a few days. But I listen to it every single day in the car.
Question: with the generation, as the generations go on, do you think that'll change? Because remember, it's the older generation that really knows, and the younger generation, they're the ones on the podcast. They're the ones more on their phones. What do you think about that?
I could see that. I don't know. I part of me feels like the podcasting market just gets so oversaturated that at some point people are just going to get sick of it and maybe revert back to it. I think, like, I don't necessarily think one's going to outweigh the other. Like, I think they're both going to exist symbiotically. Like, they're just going to exist in the same medium. Because to be honest with you, like, I don't know that podcasting for everybody in the broadcasting world can sustain their lives. Like radio, it doesn't pay you a lot, sure, but you can collect a paycheck on it. If you go out and make a podcast, I'm not saying you can't get rich, but there's no guarantee that that's going to be the thing that puts food on your table and feeds you and your family.
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. So we'll talk a little bit more pop culture because I have to come at Claw after this next this break. I really have to get at him. I'm sorry, Claw. I'm gonna have to do it to you after this.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody your podcast.
Yeah, my man get the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this. What's up, man? All Even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you gonna have to shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
on
Even podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast. You cool?
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
Yeah.
Welcome back, y'all. So before we get into any sports, I gotta get Claw. I'm sorry. And I also gotta get you too, Cos, because I know where you gonna co-sign it too.
Let's do it.
Kanye's crazy. Is he?
No comment on this one, man.
Fifth.
He's crazy.
Fifth.
Tom, did you hear about this?
I saw the Alex Jones video. Yeah, batshit. Batshit crazy.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you though. I gotta watch it though. I haven't watched it.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you make Alex Jones look at you sideways,
you know you got a problem.
You know something's up because he is nuts, right? And if Alex Jones give you one of these,
yep, I saw that.
He was like,
and he tried to help him with the walk back, but he ain't want to walk back.
You can never walk Kanye back. And once he goes here, ain't no grabbing his hand and saying you gotta go this way. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I knew this was gonna be. It was gonna be a nightmare of a video when I saw a freeze frame of him with just a black mask.
Right?
What the hell is happening?
Listen, the conspiracy theorist in me, right, will not accept what happened. Because that man had the mask on.
Oh my god! So all right. So hold on.
That's valid though.
Because I know Claw. I am gonna translate. Right.
See that man say what he said.
I'm gonna translate in Claw terms. Right. This is Claw language. He's saying that's not yay.
That's not yay. That's not yay.
Yo, listen, man. Pre-taping, bro.
Yo, listen, man. Hey. You guys know audio. You know how it works. You an editor. You know how it works.
Yo, that wasn't yay. That was A.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. That was a valid reply.
You guys, I see. This is why the rabbit hole continues. I can't have these conversations with you because you're nuts. You guys are nuts. You guys are completely nuts, man. I can't deal with y'all.
But if that was that man, I will say, can't do that.
Can't save him. He's gone. He's gone.
Like the other stuff.
If people thought that he was salvageable, this is it.
Like, yo, he made it out the other shit.
Yeah, right. He made it out.
And you told me he wouldn't.
But made it out how?
He made it though.
He made it out.
You
know,
and that was our conversation.
Y'all rationale is ridiculous.
No. But you see how it's a closed case right now? That's what we mean.
Yeah, you still owe me like $50 for like some beer.
I mean, but he got canceled. That was how it closed.
Yeah, he made it back.
They canceled it.
This was the Keanu Reeves Point Break no parachute, bro.
Yeah.
And you just trusted you were gonna catch Patrick Swayze. You thought you knew you were gonna catch him, and you missed. And yo, hey,
yeah, I can agree with that, bro.
Whatever.
Yo, was this his? Tom, did you ever watch? Mission to Mars?
No, I never.
Okay, so there's a scene in Mission to Mars where they're outside fixing something, right? And one of the astronauts gets pushed out, and he needs help to come back. So they go out there and try to help him, and they're trying to extend the hand, and so he's trying to reach, and you see the cord that they're pushing to him, right? And he got his hand out there, and they're extending the cord, and you see the cable machine going, and then all of a sudden, you see the cord almost hit his hand, and it stops. They have no more leverage, and it goes dun dun. Right? Like there's no saving him. He's just out in orbit. Like that was Kanye.
That was Kanye when he picked up that little net.
Facts. That was it. They tried to give him the olive branch, and there's no more rope. There's no more rope. He's done.
Jaws when the shark cage came back up. Yeah. Nobody knew what to believe. Like this is that.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I know you think I'm the Kanye Johnny Cochran.
You are. You're the Kanye apologist.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that shit was a reach.
This one was
this was a
even if you tried to make
gotta
a
watch
point,
it, dude.
Watch
it's
it.
bad.
You try to make a good point. You
exactly.
watched the shit out of that.
Because the thing is, like,
anytime you're trying to like paint a good life,
right?
Adolf Hitler,
right? You're done.
You're fighting a losing.
You're
battle.
done.
You're fighting a losing battle.
Yeah,
I agree.
You're done.
And they don't like you. They don't want to hear it from you to begin with.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
like, it's too soon. Like, if too
Way
soon
too
was the
soon.
moment,
Yeah.
that was it.
That was it.
Like, I'm totally with people, like, if they're just trying to be the heel and trying to be a bad guy, like,
Right.
and you're just, like, leaning into it, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, you're just trying to be an asshole. But defending Hitler, I feel like
Yeah.
that's
This was like
It's
a
a
you're
reach,
walking down
my
the
guy,
wrong- you're
yeah.
walking
This
down
was a
the wrong-
Tekashi 6ix9ine moment.
Like he's
right
one
here
of
where he
like it's one of
tried.
those situations where it's one of those situations where he's like, hey, are you with me? And nobody says anything.
Nobody else went streaking to the gym, bro.
Exactly.
Respectfully.
Moving on, we're gonna hit sports now. I'm done with Ye. Thursday night football. We have the Bills and the Patriots. Bills destroy the Patriots 24-10. And the score wasn't even as close as the score says, right?
Yeah.
It was total domination by the Bills. The Patriots at this point of the season, they're 6-6. The offense is bad. What do they do? Do they need a quarterback? Do they need a coordinator? Or do they need Bill Belichick to get out of his ass and start to rescind some power and actually have them get a GM? Because they have a myriad of problems. It's not just one.
They have two big problems.
Yeah.
Matt Patricia and Joe Judge.
Okay.
You know, that's like
losers.
When I heard that Matt Patricia and Joe Judge were going to run the offense for New England, I was like, wow, sell that Mac Jones stock right now. Dude, I didn't think he looked amazing last year. He did make the playoffs, but I mean, Matt Patricia was a defensive coordinator, failed head coach with the Lions, and Joe Judge is Joe Judge. So, like, how did you think them running your offense?
And granted, you're a Giants fan, so
I'm a Giants
I'm
fan,
sure, like the Joe Judge's first year, you saw little potential, right?
Yeah, we saw. Okay, well, can I just
go ahead.
quick? We saw potential in the Joe Judge Giants because it wasn't the Pat Shurmur Giants.
Yes.
That's true. That's
didn't-
very true.
the
It
Pat
wasn't as
Shurmur
bad.
Pat Shurmur was terrible.
Yeah.
Joe Judge was bad.
Right.
Like, that's the difference.
Right. No, I agree. I agree.
He wasn't
True.
good. He wasn't great. He wasn't okay. He was just bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you because the thing is like all right, Patricia knows nothing about offense. Joe Judge made Daniel Jones look like he wasn't an NFL quarterback.
And that's why I'm not ready to sell on Mac. Like,
Right.
I'm not ready to sell
I'm not
on Mac
I'm not
Jones.
ready to sell on Mac either.
Because look, I'm not gonna go ahead and spout that Daniel Jones is the future of the Giants and the next great quarterback that they're gonna have.
don't do
I'm not ready to, I'm not there yet.
Right.
But I am at a point saying where, okay, I think this dude can play if you give him a good coach and you put some talent around him.
Yeah.
Right.
That dude in New England is the dude that almost ruined Daniel Jones' career, and he's about to ruin Mac. So
I agree.
I don't
agree.
necessarily think he's the problem yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, the biggest issue is Bill.
Yeah.
I think Bill is so stubborn in regards to his way, the Patriot way. We can be able to plug and play anybody into the system and it's going to be successful. Wrong. You need talent in the NFL. You need, and the thing is with the Patriots is that when you look at the last decade offensively, they haven't drafted well. Yeah. They are one of the worst teams offensively in regards to drafting. They're up there with the Green Bay Packers. They're up there with the Seattle Seahawks. They're up there with a lot of teams that have not put a lot of talent on that side of the football in regards to skill positions. He has to find a way to either hire somebody or go to Robert Kraft and say, or Robert Kraft needs to go to him and say, Bill, I want to keep you, but I think it's time we need to get a GM. Like, give you less responsibility and let somebody put these pieces together. You coach them, but let somebody else.
Yeah, because
put the pieces together.
Bill's way worked.
It does.
When you had the best quarterback to ever step foot
Exactly.
on the football field. When you had Tom Brady, you don't have to draft crazy good skill position
No, because he's going to make them.
Because he'll make them good.
Correct.
He'll figure out a way to scheme and make them
Correct.
good. Now that he's gone, you can't just rely on Mac Jones to be a guy that's got 7 rings and been the best quarterback in football for 2 decades.
Right, and the frustration that you saw out of Mac Jones I think it's the first time I've saw him blow up like that because he's a pretty cool and calm kid.
Yeah.
For him to get the sidelines and throw F-bombs in Matt Patricia's way, saying that you need to throw the ball and the running game sucks.
Damn.
He's right. Like, you can't, you need to allow this kid to throw the football because it's like, how do you know? And I hear a lot of pundits, I hear a lot of people on podcasts criticize Mac Jones as he's not a franchise quarterback and this and that. How do you know?
Exactly.
How do you know he's not a franchise quarterback when he has no weapons? You only know when a guy is not the guy when you have weapons there and he still can't produce.
Zach Wilson.
That exactly. Damn. Like when you have a situation like that, then you know it's time to move on.
Yeah.
But when you have no skill positions there, when there's no talent on the outside, when your best receiver is Jacoby Myers or whatever his name is, you got a problem. Yeah, Devontae Parker. You got Jonnu Smith that they spend all this money on. He's a waste. You got Hunter Henry. He's a waste. Yeah. Like all they have is Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, and
that's it.
It's again. I don't want to just bring it back to the Giants all the time, but it feels like Bill Belichick only hires and brings guys in that he feels comfortable with and is friends with. It's similar to the Giants.
Absolutely,
like the Giants would only bring in coaches that have been through the Giants system before. That John Mara,
Giant way.
I recognize that name.
Way.
He gets the job.
Yep.
You know, Bill is just bringing back Josh McDaniels, which evidently was a good idea. They had some good offense.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah, he'll bring it back. Did you hear? They can't. The Raiders can't fire him.
Yes,
because they don't have the money.
He was a dummy. He was my dummy of the week 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the Raiders.
They have no money to fire him.
Wow.
Because they're still paying John Gruden. They're still paying him that $100 million.
They could pay him over time. Like they could pay him for his contract.
Yeah.
But if they fired him, they'd have to pay him everything, and they don't have the money.
They don't, bro. They lost money going to Vegas. They lost money because they went over budget for the stadium.
That was the most loyal, one of the most loyal fan bases.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Even
wanted
if
to
they
go
didn't
to
win, they didn't care.
They didn't care.
It was the culture.
I wanted to go to the Black Hole. So
Yo,
bad.
that place was the best, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, when you chase the bag and you chase that greed, you end up getting exactly what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you look at how New England handles business, right? They didn't hesitate to get rid of Tom.
No, because Bill Belichick believed that the Patriot way, I can be able to plug anybody in here. Remember, he was infatuated with Jimmy G. He never loved Tom. They have a respect for each other now because I think Bill understands that, man, we really had it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like in the time, he's like, you know, Tom is okay, but at some point, you know, he's 35, okay, he's 36, he's 39, okay, he's 40, he's 40. Like at some point, I'm gonna have to move on from him, and it's best that I don't kind of ingratiate myself emotionally with him, so I can be able to just sever the ties.
Right.
But he wanted Jimmy G.
Yeah.
He was a Jimmy G guy. Yeah. That's why he traded Jimmy G to San Francisco, because Shanahan is his boy.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, so it's, you know, he has to find a way to reinvent himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As a head coach, because I am not one of those people, Tom, that say that Bill Belichick cannot win a championship without Tom Brady, because at the end of the day, it might be true. How many championships does Bill Walsh have without Joe Montana?
Mm-hmm.
True.
How many championships does Greg Popovich have without Tim Duncan?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It still doesn't make Greg Popovich a bad coach.
You need
great players to win championships. True. So it's like, how do you try to discredit him because he hasn't won a title? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I would discredit him in the sense of I feel like he hasn't been doing a good job adapting to the new situation.
I agree.
Not having Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you. Like, I think Bill Belichick is probably one of, if not the greatest coach that.
Yeah, he's up there
of our lifetime.
He's definitely top 10. Yeah.
But to think that he was going to be able to just plug in Mac Jones and still be firing on all cylinders the same way he did with the best quarterback ever,
right, I
think is crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I do think Bill's got to figure out a way to adapt and get with the times. Maybe not trust his gut all the time, and maybe bring in some new voices to be, you know, a new a new face or a new voice in the NFL.
Or bring in some new fucking talent. Just bring in some people that can catch the fucking ball. That's it. Just catch the ball. Like, there's so many good receivers that have come out of the draft in the last 5 years, and you've got none of them.
Yes,
you took none of them. So that's a problem. It's the same thing in Green Bay. All of this talent, and you're still not getting them. You got to get the talent. Like, you have to, like, the reason why Tua Tagovailoa looks so good is because there's talent there to throw to.
Yeah.
But when he didn't have any talent there, he looked bad.
Yeah, they've been. It was for a while. It was you need that star quarterback
to
get you over the hump. Now it's you need that star quarterback, but you need that
skill positions
to put him over. Like Tyreek Hill, Tua needed Tyreek. Josh Allen needed Stephon Diggs.
Right.
Lamar Jackson can't get over the hump because
he doesn't have one. Right. All he has is Mark Andrews.
Like that's
it. He lost Hollywood.
Right, and he lost Hollywood. And people were saying that Hollywood is overrated or he's not that good. Well, he is. You see the difference now. But they need to go get themselves a bona fide receiver. So you need to, when you have a young quarterback, you have to help your young quarterback. Yeah. Just like when a quarterback gets to an age like a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers, they need a little bit more help around them. When a young quarterback is coming around, they need a lot of help around them as well. And then when they get their footing and understand schemes and know how to break things down, then now they start to make people. Yeah. But you got to give them a nice platform to bounce off of first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a backwards way of thinking. And I think, like you said, you're right. I think Bill, his ego is very big. Yeah. And he doesn't believe that anything less than his Patriot way makes sense to him. You know what I'm saying? But the only person that's going to be able to possibly get to him is Robert Kraft. Nobody else is going to be able to talk to him. Robert Kraft has to.
I think like one more season that looks like this one, he'll get that.
Yeah,
I think this might be it. Be real with you.
You think so?
Yeah, I think, honestly, don't be surprised. Me personally, I think that you get the abrupt same thing. We got that information today of he's out of here.
I think it's going to be Bill walking away rather than it's going to be Kraft letting him go.
I think they'll give Bill that respect to do it.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna hit y'all with a surprise right now. Y'all ready? I don't know who reported it. I don't want to mess it up. But there is a 30% chance Tom goes back to New England.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard about that.
I was thinking the other way.
There is I'm telling you, there is a Tom never wanted to leave New England. We have to remember that. He left New England because he felt he was forced out of New England. That's why he wanted to leave, and he wanted to kind of prove to Bill that he can win his way, right? Not the Patriot way, but his way. Well, he realized that he can win his way, but his way is a little bit more or less disciplined, and he's used to the Patriot way. He can be able to excel in that system. Why not get back and have another run at it? I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
And he ain't got no ties.
Right. Listen, he ain't married no more.
Exactly.
He ain't got to worry about the kids no more.
But
he can see it.
They lost the house in the hurricane.
Right.
My only issue with that is Brady going into, he'd be 46 next year?
Yes.
46 next year. They'd have to, I don't know how much money the Pats got, but they'd have to put a supporting cast around.
Yeah, they would have to revamp the line because the line is terrible.
They need to revamp the line.
Yeah.
And as much as I think Tom Brady is great, I don't think he's at the level anymore that he's going to elevate a bunch of
I agree.
used car salesmen.
You have to, if you're going to bring Tom in, you're going to allow him to pick the groceries too.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
You got to get him some help.
Yeah.
You can't, like Devontae Parker and Jacoby Myers.
They're not it. Yeah.
But it can work though if they suck the way they suck, and let's say they lose out, they get early.
Yeah, if they lose out, then they get a higher pick.
But it's like, what is Tom like in the cold right now? 40-something years old.
He's fine with it, bro.
In the
Tom's a jock. Tom wants to play football. He don't care about nothing.
The cold is breaking down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Anybody.
Like, yo, it's
not him, man. He eats avocado ice cream.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that.
It's really good.
You gotta remember that. Like,
it's really good.
You know what I mean? Avocado spread on his bagels. Like he could play until he's 58. Okay, he can. Like, but will he? No. I mean, I think Tom Brady will play until he's 48.
I got 2 more years too.
48 would be crazy.
I think 48. He can still play.
Do you think that the closer Tom Brady gets to 50 playing football, it's a bad look for the NFL?
Yes.
The fact that you got a guy that can almost collect Social Security.
It shows you how the game has changed. Where
better though? Like, is that
no, I don't think so. Because the thing is like, all right, Tom Brady is into his mid-40s, right? He has every statistical record passing wise, and that it might not ever get broken, right? I don't necessarily like the fact that you can't touch a quarterback anymore.
Yeah.
Not saying that you need to Goldberg a quarterback like back in the day, right? But there has to be some type of physicality, man. And that's the thing. It's like it's the Tom Brady rule that you can't touch guys, so the careers are being extended, the contracts are getting higher. You know, I don't personally like it. It's good for the NFL because people like it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, but I'm with you. I mean, if he decides to play until he's 50, the only thing that will stop him from playing until he's 50 is that an NFL team says no, right?
Yeah, okay, so that's actually what I mean, like, is like somebody bringing in Tom, like, because look, if Tom Brady's still playing, you know, some team will throw a flyer out.
Yeah.
If he's just trying to stick around just to hang around and doesn't care about his legacy,
right?
Somebody's going to bring him in just to sell tickets.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody's going to do it because, like, look, we got Tom Brady, try to sell tickets. But if somebody's bringing him in to compete and, like, be a, you know, their starting franchise quarterback, getting closer to 50, I'm like, I think that sets a bad precedent for the NFL because you're supposed to be promoting these young superstar talent, and that young superstar talent can't take out somebody that's almost 50.
Until he gets to it, though. Until he gets to it. The way Tua got hit 2 weeks ago, until that happens, and then it's like.
But we all know if that ever happens to Brady, the entire league is going to shut down.
Listen,
they're gonna change. So every time the league has changed, it's because of Brady.
Correct.
You know that. You know what I'm saying? So if he gets hit like that,
once he retires, it'll be Mahomes.
You know those helmets that they wear in practice, the ones with they got the helmet on top of the helmet. They're gonna start wearing that in the game.
They're gonna start wearing the big hats.
Yeah. They can start wearing big hats in the game.
The quarterback's going to have to wear flags.
Facts. All right, man. So coming up after the break, we're going to talk some more football. But it is going to be... What topic are we going to talk about? Talk about your Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Claw.
Can't wait.
I'm very excited about talking about the Jets because I can't stand Zach Wilson. After the break.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry. For Leaving Podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Welcome back, y'all. So the Jets, they got a quarterback change, y'all. Robert Saleh decided to put Zach Wilson in street clothes last week. And Mike White had one of the best games a Jet quarterback has had in recent memory. Threw over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, right?
Mike White.
Flawless game against the Bears. They won 31-10. And then this week, we think that Zach Wilson would suit up, obviously, and then be on the bench and probably have the clipboard. But, oh no, inactive again for the second straight week.
Damn.
Now, we have some Jet fans here. One Jet fan, actually.
2.
Who's 2?
You, man.
Yeah, I'm not a Jet fan. Don't do that.
He's a closet Jet fan, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't do that.
He knows he is.
I support you because you are a Jets fan. If the Jets end up winning a Super Bowl when my son is about 48, he's 5 now. So that's basically gives you a time frame.
The Cowboys won't win one from now to
it's possible. It's possible. But I'm sure they'll win before the Jets. Anyway, Zach Wilson being inactive for the second straight week, that sends a different message.
Yeah.
Like, I get last week. I get it. You know, he had the press conference. He made the flub. You know, everybody's bashing him. But he made an apology. You know, obviously he's learned that you can't mess with the New York media. Any athlete that goes against the New York media is always going to lose. But for him to be inactive for week 2 or for the second straight week, I don't know how you come back to him. Whether it be next season or whether it be this season, even if, God forbid that Mike White gets hurt. I think you guys got to turn to Flacco. Now, Claude, I think you had your hand up. What's up?
So, listen. They promised, or they told everybody that his career is not done here.
They did say that.
It's over.
But that don't mean you gonna start, bro.
Right, that's fair. That's actually a good point.
21 yards in 2 weeks of 2 of the biggest games in the division.
Right.
Is an understatement of why you are not where you are supposed to be. In that same breath, you're supposed to be the guy.
Right.
When you don't take accountability in New York City,
you're done.
You're finished.
Yeah.
And you tell somebody the defense, which is the defense.
Yeah.
You tell everybody, say, well, you think you helped a bit? Oh, no.
Yeah.
And you don't have an explanation of the typical quarterback response. Hey, that's me, guys. I got to do better. I got to execute. No, you're lost it. And you're going to get guys that be like, okay. And I feel like they've known this already, though.
Yeah.
Everybody's been speaking of it. Trett's a great, but that's not the guy. The 3 and outs count. They add up.
They matter.
Yeah.
They matter. Now, look, Mike White, great game.
Hey.
Great game. As the Jets, you got to do it again. You got to give them another shot to say, what's up? Let me see if it's really a fluke or this was really that. I was supposed to be at that game. You know what I mean? Supposed to be at the suites, by the way. But, I wish I could have seen that firsthand, but to see it on
maybe that's why they won.
Yeah, maybe that.
Because you weren't there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe. I should have wore your glasses. But still no. I think that's where we are right now. I think they know that they've known this and they committed to him too early with all the Mac Jones and
I agree.
Trey Lance and everybody.
Because remember, they were steadfast.
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
Remember time they were still when all the other teams were they're gonna wait and see the combine, they're gonna kind of do their due diligence. Jets were the only ones nope, we know who we want. Zach Wilson.
If we would have took Justin Herbert,
he went that same draft.
No, it wasn't that draft.
Wasn't that? It was before.
I think you guys would have been fine if you would have took. Well, remember, I wanted the Jets to trade out of that pick.
We agreed.
Remember, I was like, listen, if you guys are not gonna trade down and stay at the number 2, trade for a veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
Because you got the skill positions, you got the talent there, the defense is coming around. Robert Saleh's not waiting to develop any young quarterback. Get somebody who can go in there right now and man the ship, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, but at the time, weren't they still, when they drafted Zach Wilson, weren't they still in that we need to see what we have kind of situation? They wanted to bring in the young quarterback to pair with the new coach.
Yeah,
they wanted their guy.
They had plans. They had plans to go away from the old regime, right? So, but they had spent a lot of money in the off season. So, where it was going was okay, they're putting all of these things together. If you bring in a veteran quarterback with the decisions that you've made in free agency, you got something here, right? They wanted to set that up for Zach Wilson. They wanted to set him up for success. Get him Corey Davis. Get him all of these weapons. You draft Elijah Moore. You have a running game. You revamp the offensive line. The defense is now healthy. You do all of these things because they put all of their eggs in the Zach Wilson basket. We are not going to let this kid fail the way we failed Sam Darnold. That's what they said to themselves because they gave Sam Darnold nothing.
They got rid of Sam Darnold.
They gave him nothing, and they did the complete opposite with Zach Wilson. Problem is that Zach Wilson is not mature enough to handle New York.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is. Sam Darnold was just not. He wasn't given the talent to be able to. He wasn't given the talent to be able to
see ghosts.
To kind of exactly. You know what I mean? To kind of push the team forward. The biggest issue for me,
as a Jet fan,
no, as an analyst, is the difference in how the team reacts to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. In all the weeks that I saw Zach Wilson play, he was 5-2 as a starter. Not many guys that go 5-2 lose their jobs. I never saw that type of enthusiasm out of the defense.
Yeah.
They beat those Bears, and listen, the Bears are not a good football team. They have bad defense. Their offense is in shambles. But the enthusiasm and the joy that you saw on the sidelines after the game, that tells you right there that they chose their quarterback a long time ago.
Well, there were guys on the Jets last year that were excited about Mike White when Zach went down.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's another thing that shows that nobody likes him.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the fact that he's not backing up.
Yeah.
Because if he was the backup quarterback, it's like, all right, then the team obviously has to trust him a little bit. But the fact that they don't trust him and they want the statue known as Joe Flacco to stand behind center, God forbid anything happens to Mike White, tells you that nobody has confidence.
Yeah. So at this point, what do you do with him? Because obviously he's going to get a chance next season to kind of see if he can be able to earn the respect of his team, mature a little bit, come back in training camp and see what he has. He's young enough to figure it out. But will he?
There's a movie, and we talked about movies before. You ever saw The Replacements?
Yes.
Right. Martell crossed.
Okay, so he's Martell?
He's Martell.
Okay.
Martell crossed.
But Martell had talent, though.
Martell was Martell. Keanu Reeves was the talent. You know what I'm saying? And you need that backup guy, the journeyman quarterback, to get that opportunity to do what he needs to do. And I think the Jets found it because the culture relies around their guy. And if the not so much the organization, but if the locker room is telling you, hey, we're having a great time, we had a great day, we balled in the rain.
Gotta listen.
You gotta accept that. And you know what? This is our future. This is what we're doing. Hey, little homie, have a seat. It's nice and comfortable on that bench. Get your Gatorade.
I agree.
Shut up.
You know what other movie that reminded me of too? Draft Day.
Okay.
Draft Day is a good movie.
You remember that? What's his name? Bo Callahan or something like that? That's Whack Wilson.
I don't know. Like, I feel like you gotta see where the team finishes out. You know, like if Mike White can go on this miraculous run where he's gonna go on and beat the Vikings and then beat the Bills,
I hope it happens.
Then you can have that conversation because like I don't want to get too excited over him beating the Bears because the Bears stink. The Bears are they're a crappy football team. So like if Mike White like looks like average at best, like still kind of question marks, I think you could maybe see Zach Wilson if he kind of gets it in the offseason and does mature a little bit. Yeah. Maybe he can take that job back because, you know, like, again, Mike White still has to prove that he can be that guy that can take the next level.
No, I agree. What I see out of Mike White compared to Zach Wilson is that Mike White processes the game faster. Like he sees defenses. He understands what's there, and he gets the ball out fast. Zach Wilson has always been a bit of a hot dog in regards to, like, he has a tremendous arm. So when guys are like that, they tend to want to make the hard passes instead of the easy ones.
Yeah, they always call him Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime
and
some guy runs and just guns things, it's Brett Favre.
And that's not really a term of endearment, honestly.
No, right, but look, like, watching Zach play, right? Think of Drew Brees in the latter part of his career, at the end where it was over. And you're trying to step up in the pocket, but you're a short guy, and you can't see over the fucking offensive lineman. So you just chuck the shit. Yeah. And then you chucked it straight to somebody else. He
listen, I just don't think he reads things well, because my biggest issue with him coming out of college is that he went to BYU, and BYU plays in a conference that's not so great. You know, you got a couple of teams that are decent and average, right? But the teams that are above average that he plays, he lost. Yeah. And looked bad. So that just tells me that this is a kid that when there's some type of adversity there, when you're playing stiff competition, you're going to fold. And the NFL is that. No matter if it's the worst team, you got athletes on that team. Yeah. You got guys that can be able to get to the quarterback. You got guys that can be able to mask the defense and confuse things for you that makes you throw into triple coverage, that throws in a cover 2 and you don't realize it's a cover 2. Like, and certain things like that he's not getting. And I don't know if he'll get it here. He may get it. He may not get it in this tenure with the Jets. He may have to go somewhere else, mature a little bit, and get his chance. But it's only very few people can be able to make mistakes in New York, fail miserably, and get a chance to redeem themselves.
And Carolina will probably have an opening.
So. Right, because you know Baker and Sam might not be there, so they both might be gone.
But hey, you don't know. Like you get everybody gets really excited about Mike White, but you know, Lamar hasn't signed that new deal in Baltimore yet.
That too.
Hey. Hey, listen. Aaron Rodgers may want out. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers ain't done. He's done with Green Bay.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers,
but he'd be good with the Jets.
He'd be good.
Yeah.
You got weapons.
Yes, but where he wants to go.
I think he'd play here.
He wouldn't play here.
Yeah, he is. He fits right in.
I don't think
you think they fire the offensive coordinator because it's LaFleur's brother.
Oh, 100%.
Just get the hell out.
Get him out of here.
See that name.
Get him out of here.
By the way, you gotta go.
Right. It's like, if you get him out of here, we're good.
The Jets are in a win now. It's not win now. It's win within the next 2 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If they're in win now mode, Claw, you got to get Aaron Rodgers.
Because you can't go draft somebody.
You can't draft because now you're gonna rebuild. Like, you're gonna reboot again. So it's either you got two options for me, right? And this is what I would love for the Jets to do. Derek Carr is going to be available. Aaron Rodgers.
Or
Lamar. If you got that type of bag.
You got the bag. And I think they could finesse the bag to get Lamar, but if you get Lamar, you're getting a mobile quarterback. Lamar can't really pass 100%.
But that's still to be seen because he doesn't have a Garrett Wilson. He doesn't have an Elijah Moore. He doesn't have a Corey Davis.
Give him Breece Hall.
Right, give him Breece Hall.
Come on, man.
Right, bro. Like, come on now.
I'm gonna call outside.
Like, you got a
like
defense.
This team right now, I'm telling you right now, quarterbacks are going to be salivating to go to the Jets.
I think so.
They are.
When you say Derek Carr makes me just feel like Kirk Cousins going to the Vikings. A guy going to a football team and just stealing a paycheck year after year.
I mean, listen.
I know Kirk Cousins is good. I know Kirk Cousins.
He's good for them.
I know he has his moments. I know this year the Vikings look like a good team. But when the bright lights are on, prime time is here, and they got to show up, he always folds. Derek Carr doesn't show me he can be the guy.
Derek Carr is a little better than Kirk Cousins. I will tell you, he has more heart, he has better leadership, and that I saw that guy when that team had a lot of turmoil last year. At 6-7, win their last 4 games, get to the playoffs, and they were this close beating the Bengals, and Bengals got to the Super Bowl.
Maybe we can blame most of this on Josh McDaniels and the coaches.
Blame it all on Josh McDaniels.
I will.
Blame it on who's your man?
Who?
He said the wild shit last year. Their coach last year.
Oh, Gruden. No, we're talking about this year though. We're just talking about this year. Yeah.
Derek Carr does have weapons around him. And I feel like that team should be playing better than they are right now.
Well, they do have weapons, but Darren Waller's been hurt the whole year.
True, yeah,
Hunter Renfrow hurt the whole year.
And
right?
I know, and they do get the McDaniels.
And Adams is killing. Adams is the only guy that's getting open. Yeah, he's great.
Literally just pops
So what I'm saying is that, like, think about this team next year. If Derek Carr doesn't decide to leave, Darren Waller's going to be back healthy. Renfro's going to be back healthy. You have, you got Jacobs that has a resurgence now, right? They're going to have the weapons that they expected to have this year and take that step. But the thing that's holding them back is Josh McDaniels. So we'll see. I
just look at Derek Carr and I just see somebody that doesn't win in the playoffs, and like when push comes to shove, I feel like he's not going to be the guy that takes you over the hump.
It's fair.
Wins a Super Bowl.
You have to see it, right?
Exactly.
You got to see
I got to see you have some success in the playoffs for me to believe that you're going to be the right guy. And and saying that out loud, you can make that same case for Lamar, but I trust Lamar more than I trust.
Yes, exactly. Listen, all y'all points is fair because at the end of the day, you can like a guy, you can think that he's this and that, but you have to see it, right? You got to see him in those situations. Just like Joe Burrow. A lot of people say, oh, there's a lot of fluff with Joe Burrow. They call him Mini Brady, but he has to earn that. Well, he earned that shit last year, right? He earned it last year in regards to seeing how cool, calm, and collected that guy is. He never gets phased. Yeah. He never folds. He never looks like he's frustrated. He's just the same dude all the time. So you got to see it. At the end of the day, you know, these young quarterbacks, as talented as they are, you have to see the production. You got to see if they can be able to step up to that plate. So I definitely agree with all of y'all. Next topic I would like to talk about is Mike Purcell. You guys know who Mike Purcell is? Defensive tackle Mike Purcell yells at Russell Wilson on the sidelines.
Gotta love it.
That, to me, I want to know what you guys think about that, because is that just regular teammate stuff where it's like you're trying to motivate somebody? Because when you play good, right, you're trying to get the best out of your teammates. Like, you know, we've played ball, Cos, where I'll get a little animated. It's not me coming at you personally. It's me trying to get the best out of you on the court, right? So did you guys take it as he's trying to, you know, kind of toughen Russ up? Or is it like, listen, we've done all we can here. You need to be the superstar that we thought we were getting. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that, Tom?
That, what you just said, I think it's him on his last nerve with Russell Wilson.
Right.
Because Russell Wilson strikes me as a guy that showed up in Denver like he's the man, like he's the best quarterback in football.
Bro, the guy came to camp with his own jersey on.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Yo, you didn't know that? He came to camp in his own jersey.
What jersey?
Like a Broncos jersey.
Like not to the kid, like not like on. He's not talking about on the field, like
literally, like, you know, when you just like you're on vacation, you got a jersey on.
Yeah.
He's wearing his own jersey.
He's full of himself.
Like, dude.
I think that he pressed him. I think.
Yeah, it looked like that.
It was one of those, like, stop playing around.
Right.
Do your job.
Right.
And I don't want to hear "Let's ride."
Right.
And Russell said to him, "All right, cool, man. Let's ride."
You saw his response, right?
Yeah. Let's ride.
He shook his head like, okay, I got you. Let's ride, man. Like, shut up and do something.
See, apparently he's going up to the line calling audibles from his time with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what he's used to.
No, that's not
like, can you not adapt?
That's what he's used to. And the thing is, I don't know if y'all seen this too real quick before we go to break. He invited the team.
Oh yeah.
This is a rumor. He invited the team to his wedding or whatever it was. And birthday, half the team, birthday, excuse me, yes. Birthday party, and half the team came to the birthday party. Like, how do you look at that? Should the whole team come, or should half is high though.
You know the defense ain't going.
Right, the defense. Well, it had to be the offense. It had to be the offense.
For a defensive player to talk to an offensive player, there's like two different worlds.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's always a battle on a football team with the offense and the defense. Right. Like, the defense is always trying to say, listen, we did our job. Y'all make sure y'all do your job, right? And vice versa.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset, bro. But somebody told you, like, yo, do your job. Stop playing around me.
I don't think, like, I even heard it out of Shannon Sharp's mouth, right? And shouts to Shannon Sharp. You know, he's a Broncos insider. He says that it's not a lot of people in that Denver organization that like Russell Wilson.
They don't like the decision.
Right.
I think that's what it's coming down to, of like, yo, what did we just do?
Yeah.
Because, they gave it away. Like, the Seahawks gave it away.
Right.
Yeah. They were like, oh yeah.
Take them. Take them.
They traded all that, because they traded for him, right? They traded all that for Russell Wilson to probably have the same record they would have had with Drew Lock.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
or if not worse.
That sucks.
Because Drew Lock was... He had glimmers, but he wasn't. He
could give you moments, but like you were still gonna be a losing team. Like they mortgaged their whole future, and they're stuck with this because they got nothing. They got no way out.
They have no future.
That's what sucks.
Yep. After the break, we're gonna talk about Patrick Peterson calling, to sending some shots at Kyler Murray and our MyBookie pick of the week.
he has changed the game. Whether you like it or not, he's changed it. He's impacted the game in some fashion or form.
I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out.
Yeah, all the gals watching.
Crack 'em if you
got him. All the gals watching. Minus 6.
And I would like to formally welcome you to
Welcome
the grid.
to the grid.
To the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
And welcome to the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
Welcome back, y'all. Before we get into the entire Kyler Murray, Patrick Peterson thing, definitely want to talk about this LeBron James, Jerry Jones situation. LeBron James, after the game, really challenged the media, said that it was very interesting that nobody was asking him any questions about the Jerry Jones photo, and wanted to have the media be consistent in regards to their coverage. And, I think he's right. I think that was the right message to send. It's very, very apparent that that's not the case, that things can be able to come out on a Friday and, that's like a news dump. You don't hear anything for a couple of days and then they pick it up. So, shouts to LeBron James for bringing that to the light. Now, Tom, what are your thoughts on the whole situation? You side with Braun, you agree with that, and I guess we can kind of discuss further what people are asking of Jerry.
I think it is kind of weird that they didn't ask LeBron about Jerry, but I think he tied in the Kyrie thing as to why, he thought it was weird that the media was asking about Kyrie but not Jerry Jones.
Yes.
The only reason I think that's kind of different is, one, Kyrie's in the NBA, same sport as LeBron, is close with LeBron because they played together, they've been together quite a few times. So I think it made sense for them to bring up Kyrie to LeBron.
Right.
You guys are same circles,
I see that.
Teammates. That makes sense. So I could see where it would be different, where they're like, I don't know if we're going to ask LeBron about Jerry because you're not on the Cowboys, you're not a football player, you're a basketball player. But then when you really think about it, it kind of is, it's a bigger deal than just talking about the sports. So no, I think it was a little disingenuous of the media to not at least bring it up, because it's a big deal. You know what I mean? That's one of the owners.
Huge.
That's one of the owners of one of the biggest, most expensive sports franchises in the world.
In the world, right?
Getting caught in what is a really, really damning photo.
Yeah, definitely. Those, Claw?
What are you gonna do, bro?
Oh, you don't have anything to say?
No, I mean, 14 years old and compared to now, it's when you live life and you understand that, hold up, wait. I don't know about that. I gotta grow. You gotta allow people the time to grow.
Yeah.
And I feel like in this culture, you don't get that time. You don't get that allotment to live a full life. So everything has to be made in the decision of right now, and your thoughts have to be right now to what the right now is, compared to actually being able to be like, all right, you know what? Let me level myself up thought-wise or where I came from.
Dos Caso?
Just to play devil's advocate, in the flow of questioning from the reporter standpoint, when do you bring that up? You know what I mean? If you think about boxing or something, and just throw something out there. Hey, what do you think about something you know what I mean? How in the flow of conversation, the flow of questioning, I feel like they could lean on that as an excuse. You know what I mean? I don't know.
My retort to that would be, if they're in any of these crazy racially charged situations, like police shootings or anything like that, unprovoked, a reporter would have no problem in a locker room just asking
I agree.
The player, how do you feel about this event that happened?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it doesn't even have to necessarily pertain to the sport or the game that they're
They just want to get your thoughts.
It's just, I want to get your thoughts on what happened. So that's where I think it kind of makes sense. Like a reporter, it should have been on the reporter's mind, being like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to get this out right now.
Right.
What do you think about Jerry Jones and that photo of him, blocking a school from desegregating itself?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and I think it kind of comes down to, and we were discussing this a little bit off camera, about it's really not their matter to discuss. Right? Like, when we're going to talk about anti-Semitic stuff and the Jewish community and those things, that's something that is very close to the vest, right? Everybody's very attached to that because it's just the society that we live in. It's the hypersensitive society that we live in. And for this, it always feels like our issues are not everybody's concern.
That's a fact.
So it's like, okay, well, Jerry Jones talked about it for a little bit. I guess it's all right. We can move on, right? It's not their issue. Mm-hmm. So it's for us to be able to continue to make it an issue, continue to make it news, to continue to put pressure on whoever you need to put pressure on to get the answers that you want, rather than arguing about it and getting mad on your couch, or arguing about it and getting mad in regards to your characters that you're going to post on social media. Like, whatever media outlets or whoever has the credentials, go out there and ask the questions. Go out there and put the pressure on the people that you need answers from. For me personally, I've heard from numerous people in regards to, I've saw Jay Williams talk about, he wants Jerry Jones to denounce racism and stuff like this, and you need to be a forefront of change. And I'm just like, me personally, I don't need that from Jerry. Mm-hmm. I don't need him to be able to do that, because I think about it differently. And whether people are going to agree with me or not, that's their business. I don't look at a 14-year-old kid that grew up in Jim Crow South Arkansas back in what was he born? In the 40s?
Yeah.
Like, this is 1957. You look at the picture. He doesn't look like that kid that has a cigarette in his mouth being aggressive.
Yeah.
He looks like a kid that's just like, what's going on over there? Like, let me see what's happening. And it's like, sometimes you're somewhere and you're not involved with the hate or a crime that was committed, but you're there, right? You have to explain yourself all the time. You can be able to say that it was a terrible time in our history, as he did say. We have learned a lot, and we still have a lot to learn from. He said that, he came from a place of intrigue instead of opposition. From a guy that is 80 years old at this point, I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, honestly. Like, I really am okay with that, and I don't necessarily believe you need anything more from Jerry Jones. Now, are people gonna feel happy about that response? Probably not. There's a lot of people that want him to say more and do more and all this stuff, but it's just like, if everybody's going to condemn you for things that you've done as a teenager, I think all of us,
we all got some stuff, right?
would be here explaining our lives away.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And it's like, well, what is forcing Jerry Jones to denounce racism actually going to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Why not just look at what because it's just
his track record speaks for itself.
You're making him do it. Like, he has to actually, prove that. Like, why not just look at what he's doing going forward from here and what he's done over the rest of his span of his life from that moment of him being 14.
Exactly.
And judge him for that, not based on just the picture. And back to what you were saying, where you feel like it doesn't get a lot of the coverage, a lot of this.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most disingenuous things that we get.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think anybody's looking to raise hell and get outraged and angry about it. They're just asking for the same coverage.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
just be consistent.
Be consistent.
Yeah.
Ask the same questions.
Yep.
You don't nobody has to be losing their minds and biting people's heads off. You want to make sure that justice is done and that people are doing their jobs and doing their due diligence and asking the right questions.
And it's a
you know
level playing field.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, you
if you're the media, cover the issues.
But that's the whole argument with everything when it comes to racial equality. It's just keep it 1,000 across the whole board.
Right.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna show light on one thing, show light on the other thing.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, like someone really took the time out to really say that, all right, I gotta paint Jerry Jones in this light.
Mm-hmm.
Someone took the time out to say that's him. Someone gave someone the picture.
Right.
To say, make the story on this about this man.
You're gonna get famous now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Someone had to feed that because it didn't just come from the media that had that in their back pocket. Like someone had to present that, like, "Oh, look, I got this.
Right.
And I've been holding on this forever." Like,
exactly.
And why? And I don't also understand why it can't be a positive story in the sense of this is where they got this picture of Jerry Jones for being 14 years old.
Right.
Why don't you look again? I don't know. I know that he obviously has done stuff for the community. He has done. I know he probably donates to charitable organizations.
Right.
Why not look at it as this was a kid who grew up again in the Jim Crow South, who became the person he is today,
right.
a better human being. Why does it have to automatically be,
so
Jerry Jones is a terrible person
exactly.
because he's 14? Route? Why can't we look at it again? Maybe look, if Jerry Jones has got some skeletons in his closet, by all means, let him out. Let's hear him.
Yep.
But if Jerry Jones is actually like an upstanding member of society, contributing to his communities, making sure that people of all races are put in good positions at his workplace, in their communities, why can't you look at it from a guy? He came from a racist area. Came out on top, came out not that person.
Right.
Why can't we talk about the change of a human being?
Yeah, I agree. You know what it is with me too? I think people, they can't get out of their own way. Mm-hmm. Because let's just put a scenario out there. Jerry Jones goes to the media and denounces racism, right? Says it. And then 6 months later, there's a recording of Jerry Jones saying the N-word, right? So now we get him on one scale denouncing racism because he got caught in this photo. 6 months later, he drops the N-word. They hear him, and now what? Where we have the opposite, where he's not denouncing racism because in his mind he's like, I don't feel I have to. Mm-hmm. Like, if nobody has ever asked me, yo, you racist? I don't have to denounce anything. The people in my life don't have to denounce anything. I know that you're not. The people that are around Jerry Jones, I've heard Michael Irvin speak. I've heard Dak Prescott speak. Dak Prescott says, listen, I judge with grace. You know, all the stuff that this man has done, you know, we have to pay attention to that as well. You know what I'm saying? Michael Irvin, I've been around this man for the majority of my life. That matters. It goes a long way. But people are so, and that's why, you know, I call it cancer culture.
Yeah.
That we want to cancel people so much because it's an ability that we have as a society to be able to press a button,
social media,
and ruin your entire life.
It's all it's all people being jealous of certain positions.
Yeah.
Like if you're at a point where you're gonna get canceled, that means you reached enough people to have some kind of
influence,
status, and some kind of influence,
right?
And somebody else is going to be jealous that you get that influence, and
and wants to press that nuclear button.
Anything they can to pull you down with them.
You ever saw New Jack City?
A long time ago,
bro. That one scene where Ice-T, right? Ice-T is like right in front of Nino Brown. Right. And he says, "I want to shoot you so bad." Mm-hmm. That's the energy of what goes on with
this.
Yeah.
That anger, yeah,
and it's but it's always personal.
Right.
It's like someone has a list out and wants to just, all right, we got to get him. We got to get him. And we got to find these little factors of people to make sure it's okay that we can bring them back down to earth, because there's no reason why they get to be so exceptional in life compared to me living my life.
Totally.
And unfortunately, that's where we are with the culture within itself. Because give somebody like Ray Lewis at teenager years, the shit that he did, and he came up from to the person he is. Even Snoop Dogg, kids that are young.
I mean, listen, Ray Lewis was charged with was in some murder charge of the Super Bowl. Remember?
100%.
And
Snoop Dogg as well. Snoop Dogg just got the deal. He was about to lose it all.
Yeah.
Even Allen Iverson, I think Allen Iverson
Iverson was bankrupt.
Like all these situations of people that just make decisions when they're young, but at the same time, it shouldn't change who you are. Because
it shouldn't define you.
Right.
Yeah.
Give somebody the chance to actually live their life and make something of it. And if they made something of it, why are we having this conversation?
Right. Look at the body of work is what I like to always look at. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've heard stories of Dan Snyder being a piece of crap owner. Right. There's owners, there's players, there's employees, there's all of these people that come out and say these disparaging things about this owner. You ever heard that about Jerry Jones?
No.
I haven't.
Like, this is what I'm saying. So it's like, for my community, for my people, for anybody, why do you need more? What is Jerry Jones denouncing it going to do?
And even if Jerry Jones did that, there's gonna be people that are okay with that, and there's gonna be even
it's still not enough.
That are like, that's not enough.
Yeah,
What does that do for me?
There's always going to be more.
And why give him the opportunity to lie to you?
Right.
Yeah, totally. Point, what's the point?
Right.
Why do I need you? Why do I get here to tell me it's okay when really and truly that's how you feel?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm being forced to say something.
That's why I brought up that scenario.
Apologize for the masses.
That's why I brought up that scenario. He denounces it, and then 6 months later, you hear him say, like, okay, then. So you got what you wanted, but then this is how he really feels.
Here's audio from the picture from 19.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. It's just
I think the coverage thing is the most important of this whole thing, man.
Yep.
Because you look at, because there's history to it. You look at the Brett Favre thing recently.
Yeah.
How was that covered?
Wasn't covered really.
It was
exactly.
covered the same way like this Jerry.
Facts.
So
facts.
Yeah.
That's the real issue.
Favre should be in jail.
Yeah. Seriously.
What?
He should just be he should be behind bars.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother situation, bro. All the way.
It's covered the same way though.
Right.
Like I get the Kyrie stuff was messed up, but I mean, like, Brett Favre stole some welfare checks.
Right.
I mean,
Legit.
like,
from a state that is poor.
Yeah. It's
like, it's the poorest state in the nation.
It's crazy.
And he was just like, yeah, I want to build whatever this is. I want to build it.
It was swim pool, got
Swim pool, volleyball. Yeah, volleyball stadium, got it.
Give me money. Like, I'm doing right now.
Like, come on, man. How many EBT cards I got to steal? Like, what are we doing here? He's crazy.
It is wild.
It's crazy.
I can't believe that the Brett Favre one really just ticked me off. I'm like, how are you not gonna how are we not hearing about more about this? How do I not hear
nothing,
like how are we not
anything.
just like how is this court case that's inevitably gonna happen not being streamed on YouTube or something?
It's complete nonsense.
It's probably on the back burner though. I'll keep it real with you. Give it like next year. Like, it's in the queue to like.
Maybe.
I hope so.
We can hope, right? Exactly.
It'll be the week of like the final decision. Where
Yeah.
like,
I don't think
in
they're
other
going to put
news,
it out. From
Hey,
what
Brett
I
Favre
see,
is about to get charged with fraud.
Let's hope.
I would love to see that headline.
Because I trust me, man. Like, it's like LeBron says. Like we all say, just be consistent with it. That's all we ask for. Like,
I don't
you know what I'm saying?
understand why that's so hard either. Like I really don't like journalists.
It's for you, Tom, because you're not a person. You're not a bigot. You're not a racist. You're not anybody that has a hidden agenda. You know, your bosses don't have a hidden agenda or whatever it is. You're speaking for your own self.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, when you got agendas ahead of you and higher than you and telling you that because I'm sure that there are reporters and people that went to their bosses and say, hey, listen, we got to push this story. It's a big story. And it's like,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I feel like nowadays, especially a lot of those like racially motivated and racially charged stories, they do. maybe not a crazy amount, but I mean, like, it does get.
It does.
It does get some kind of heat. Like, why is that something that you can't cover consistently?
Because I think that there's still pressure in certain areas that don't allow those things to get pushed. Like most of those times, like when those stories come out, always look at what day it comes out.
Yeah.
If a Brett Favre story drops on a Friday, that's called a news dump. Because there is no coverage on the weekend. You're gonna have to wait until the news cycle comes back on Monday. And there's more stuff that comes in because you got football, you got this, you got all these other stories that come in. Then it just gets slipped to the back.
Yeah, they slip it in.
That's what happens. Right, exactly. That gets dumped on a Tuesday. Now it's different.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Same thing with the Jerry Jones thing. It got dumped at the late tail end of the week.
Yeah.
It's a news dump. You know what I mean? So we just got to be better, bro. We just got to be better with that. Real quick, I just want to talk about Patrick Peterson and Kyler Murray. We got a couple minutes before break. Thoughts on Kyler Murray? Do you guys think that he's mature enough to keep the job, or does he need to do a lot of work?
I think he's got to be a better teammate.
I agree.
I think he's got to be a better person. I think he's got to take a little bit more ownership for how that team runs and how that offense runs. And I think it's a lot of the similar conversations that we have about Zach Wilson. Where he's got to be able to take a little bit more accountability for a lot of these situations and not, think about who he's going to be owning in a Call of Duty lobby.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's crazy.
It's just that simple. I mean, I think you're seeing a generational problem.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of this new generation of athlete that they just don't get it. Is that you can be the man behind a video game, but when that video game becomes reality, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like that person to person interaction that a lot of these young people have a problem with. They struggle with that. I think you're seeing the athletes have the same problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Like they don't know how to communicate.
That makes sense.
And there has to be something that these teams or whoever has to do to kind of retrain these kids, not even just athletes, but these kids to be able to assimilate in society. They can't speak to each other.
That's not a quick fix, though.
It's not.
You can't change that in the limelight of your professional career.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, and I give him a little bit more leeway than I would give Zach Wilson.
Right.
He can make the plays.
He can. Yes.
The thing is, his team has faced a lot of injuries.
Facts.
True.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
So when you look at as how many years he's in? 3 years? 4 years?
Yeah, something like that.
You get to have AJ Green, D Hop, Zach Ertz, Hollywood Brown. You just drafted Rondell Moore. And I know you got one or two more moves. He had Kirk at the time, right? Too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got those guys at your disposal, and then now you got John Connor. You got John. What's not John Connor? What's his name?
James Conner.
James Conner. And you had Chase Edmonds, but he walked out. Like you have an awesome offense, and then you got what's his name on the defense?
J.J. Watt.
Boom.
Just listen. At the end of the day,
that's a team.
Just has to grow up.
It's like you got to go up, but at the same time, it's like if you're not being accountable, granted, then that's one thing. And this generation does not know accountability.
Facts.
No.
But in hindsight, it's only so much you can do with the shit imploding around you, and you still have the college coach, quote unquote. You're still, you're back against the wall no matter what you do.
Well, that was my next question. Was at what point does it become a Cliff Kingsbury problem?
It's a big Cliff Kingsbury problem.
At what point do we be like, okay, I understand that Kyler's got his issues and maybe he has some leadership issues within the locker room, but when are people going to start being like, maybe Cliff Kingsbury's not the guy that they thought he was?
I agree. I agree. It's a compounded issue. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just on Kyler; it's on the mature adults around him to figure it out as well.
Because ultimately, like I see talent in Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So it makes me kind of think like, maybe if you put the right coaches around him, maybe that would make him ascend a little bit higher.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I agree. After the break, we're gonna talk about college football a little bit, and then pick a week. Welcome back, y'all. So the college football playoffs are expanding, y'all. 2024, 2025, they're going to expand to 12 teams. Wow. So for this is a big thing because it's currently 4, right? You got the 4 top teams in the country that have a playoff, and may the best team win. Obviously, you got 12 teams now. It's more like an NFL format, and I think it's more conducive for competition. You'll have better matchups. You'll have matchups that you'll probably never even seen before, and obviously it's going to be a stylistic matchup. I like the concept of them having an expanded playoffs. What are your thoughts about that, Tom?
I'm not the biggest college football guy.
I
think it's good just because it keeps more schools involved.
Right, exactly.
It makes it at least a little bit more interesting. You got more teams that you can you can root for, and I'm always for more playoffs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like anytime people bitch and complain about expanding playoffs,
right?
Like, why? It's just
more football, more baseball. Like
exactly, it's just more games and more fun.
Listen, as Met fans, the expanded playoffs screwed us up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Screwed us up, but I was okay with it. Yeah. We got more baseball.
It was a good experience.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. So
I don't like it.
Of course you don't like it. I mean, you're a miserable Mets fan like the rest of us. But we get it. Yeah, so moving on to pick of the week, right? I wonder who you guys got. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna jump in right before you even give mine, because I feel like you're gonna say the same one as me. So I'm gonna do it. Browns and Texans.
Browns and Texans?
I'm going Browns.
Interesting.
I got faith.
I wanted to take the Browns, but I just morally couldn't because I don't want to pick Deshaun Watson. I can't do that.
Listen, I'm not
agree.
I'm not even trying to be that guy. I'm not a sexist pig for the record. For everybody that needs to know that, Nicole. Hey, not him, right? You pound? Cool. I'll take it. Look, I heard some of his lawsuit people are going to be in the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yo.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're going to put up 40 points.
Did you hear about that, bro? That was crazy.
You got to go up, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now that I know that, Browns.
You got to go
I'm going Browns,
bro. Like,
I'm going
at
Browns.
that point,
all right, can we speak about that though as a victim? Like,
why go?
Why?
Yeah, why you put?
Why go?
Oh, yeah, but why? Yeah, but why? It's why go? Why go? Like some dude that straight up just you're alleging abused you.
Yep.
Why are you gonna go watch him play football?
Exactly.
Because all those people definitely. They have to be like, how is he still playing? You know what I mean? How are they still going to let him play after doing all this? But
if he took the bread, though.
True.
And he didn't do it. Or he didn't do it to the extent it was sold as. And you're just going to go and put the sign up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Actually, no. I am actually, that's right. I agree with you, Nat. That's less surprising because if he's going to come back and they really feel like that he wronged them, they're gonna make a scene and they're gonna make their voices heard. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Now that makes sense.
It's gonna be a disruptive from his comeback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the attempt is to make him feel like, hey, whatever. You're not gonna do good today because we're here and you're gonna look at us.
And
but in all actuality,
I'm
not looking to the left and I'm not looking to the right. I'm looking down the field and I'm focused on this win. You know what I mean? So
Browns.
Not supporting what that man did by all means. This is by the law. I speak on everybody in the room for all even podcasts. I'm not that guy, but I think he has a chance to actually just prove everybody wrong.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, bro, he's still a good quarterback. We're not taking that away from the guy, but he's a bit of a widow.
Well, hey,
I mean,
this is the week to prove it.
That's all.
Yeah, it's not moral pick of the week. It's best pick of the week.
Hit a button for that guy. Hit a button for that guy. That was the statement of the night, yo.
I don't have an applause button, but he get that one.
Hey, yo, what the? That was that good, bro.
He get that one, man. He get that one. Listen.
Thank you.
Now I've been on MyBookie this week making some bets. I've lost some money, but I've also won a lot of money. Won a lot of money this week.
That's what's up.
Okay.
You're getting paid.
Yeah.
Finally.
Now, I mean, listen, you know, your favorite athletes are on there. You know, make sure that you always put yourself in a winning position. Use MyBookie. Use MyBookie. Use the promo code EVEN, and you can be able to get up to like $200 in cash.
Yeah, I've been on it, bro.
Did you use it?
All even, baby.
You saw what happened to Jimmy the super intern.
Nah, what happened?
Yeah, you didn't see the video?
I here today too. What happened?
You didn't see the video?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not here because he placed the wrong bet.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Placed the wrong bet with the wrong guys. You know, I get crazy with you.
Now
you know what I'm saying?
Sense. Now it makes sense.
I get crazy with you. So make sure that you get on that MyBookie. Tom, I'm gonna tell you too, you're my friend. I don't want to have to be violent with you. And you know, show up to your house and you know, have to send threats your way. So just make sure you sign up with MyBookie. You know, use my promo code EVEN. You know, you can make a deposit up to $500. You can get an additional $200 in cash. It's great.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
You're just getting free money.
I can make some wild bets.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, man. So, you know, it's all about you know, using that brand new bonus, getting that money, making your bets for the week with MyBookie, not anybody else, okay? Because all the other sites I've used, you know, I don't want to say any names, but you know, they don't do me right.
Trash.
MyBookie does me right. You know, they take care of me. They take care of me. They take care of my family. They do all the good things that a bookie's supposed to do. So make sure you do and sign up with MyBookie. Okay? Chloe, how do we do it? What do you say? Sign up with what? I mean, you always give me the alley-oop. What's the alley-oop?
It's your day, bro. You got it. MyBookie.com.
Yeah, good. Like I told you, I'm starting sending threats out to everybody. Make sure you sign up with MyBookie. Bet anywhere, anytime.
I think they were around before all the new ones.
Yeah, of course.
MyBookie's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So, pick of the week. Who's going first? You said that you had the Browns, right?
Browns.
Okay. Now, are you taking the money line or are you taking the spread?
I mean, I'm gonna go money line.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like it's gonna be. There's no Brandon Cooks.
Uh huh.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, that team is decimated. So, I mean, if
without Brandon Cooks, there's no team playing.
If DeShaun Watson doesn't go for 345 in his debut with 2 touchdowns, I would be greatly disappointed.
And even if they do, even if he doesn't, I like Jacoby Brissett. Like, that's just my guy.
Yeah, because you're a bargain bazaar quarterback lover.
Put some respect on that man.
Nah, he's a solid quarterback, man. He is. Bro. He is. He's a solid quarterback.
He's one of those guys. But yeah, I got my vote.
Tom, who you got? Pick of the week.
I'm gonna hate myself for doing this, but I'm taking the Giants, getting 2 points because I think they could easily win that game by field goal.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough game. Division game, obviously. They're always gonna be grinders, right? Castle. Excuse me. Who you got?
I was actually going to say.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair if you want to go there. Game. That's fair. I am going to go, and this is going to be an interesting one. I am going to take the Broncos Ravens game.
I was looking at that.
Spread is 9.5 in favor of the Ravens at home. I am taking the Broncos to win the game, money line, right? And also, I'm taking the spread. Taking it plus 9.5. I'm taking it.
Dang.
I'm taking it. I'm living on the edge because something tells me that Russell Wilson's going to wake up. He's going to wake up and he's going to have one good, solid game.
Is it because of the defensive guy that
grabbed
his helmet by the face?
And he screamed at him. You know, made him feel a little embarrassed. The fact that he had a birthday, half the team, he's mad. He's mad. Russell Wilson going to get mad. Okay, so I think we're gonna get one solid performance out of Russell Wilson. We're like, 390. Okay, we is this the guy that we paid for? I believe that's gonna happen. Plus, I see that the Ravens although they're a solid team, they've had some shaky performances over the last few weeks. So I think that that's a game that is prime for the taking.
So you're saying let's ride.
I say let's ride, and let's ride with MyBookie. That's awesome. Shameless plug. I love it. What do we have after this? Okay, let's just get into this NBA stuff because real quick, why the hell is the NBA still hell-bent on having this stupid in-season tournament? What sense does it make? Can somebody look it up for me and all right, what is the incentive? Are they getting money? Are they getting a trophy? Are they getting compensatory draft picks? What is the incentive? Because if I'm a coach, right? And I got veteran team, I got a veteran whatever, got some veteran players. I'm sitting them out. I ain't playing none of my good players in this garbage.
Fact.
But it's kind of how they treat the Olympics now.
How do they treat the Olympics?
The star players ain't playing in the Olympics like they used to.
Yeah, they do.
No, Steph Curry's not playing the Olympics like they used to. And like LeBron and all them.
LeBron's 50 years old.
But I'm just saying in general, like guys are backing out from those.
Well, because they're winning again, but I can guarantee if Team USA loses, they're going to bring the Monstars back.
I don't see it.
They will.
I feel like we're at a point of guys that want to do stuff that is over them. So
my fault to cut you, Claw. So they say the NBA and the NBPA are still working.
They're still exactly
to finalize the in-season tournament concept, which includes to be determined prizes.
They don't even know.
They don't even
know.
You're getting a Kia Optima, bro.
Hold on, Costa. Listen.
Kia Optima.
Nah, don't put them up that high. They getting Priuses, dude. They getting Priuses.
Priuses are good look. I can hold you.
Like this is what they are.
Dummy, yeah.
What are we doing here? They don't. So you're gonna finalize something that you don't even know what
you don't even know what you're doing yet.
Hold on. They gonna get the ring from the G League.
Oh.
That's what's gonna happen. There's gonna be 2 rings.
Yo, the Summer League ring. They gonna get Summer League ring.
Summer League ring, son.
Why don't they just do it for the draft? Like, why don't like the team that because it would kind of
gets the number 1 pick.
It would kind of kill tanking a little bit,
right?
Why don't the winner of that tournament
gets the number 1 pick?
That would be dope.
So then you would keep the fans involved because the fans
and then you would play your big players.
Yeah,
because the team,
hell yeah,
team like Golden State can get it.
Commissioner Tom for NBA commissioner. There he is.
That would be dope.
But that makes sense though because if you want to keep the excitement, like yo, we have a chance to get the number 1 pick.
Play for that.
Play for it.
Not even just lottery.
Play for it.
Play for that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That makes sense.
You know how hard the bottom of the barrel has to play, bro? Like, the shittiest team in the league has to go so hard.
Listen, if I'm NBA Siberia was the Sacramento, I'm like, why are we even suiting up? We're just gonna take 30. we'll just take 30. We're fine. We're fine with 30. We're good. As long as we're in the first round, we're all right.
For sure.
Like, but for you to even be at this point and not know.
That's the wild part.
How are you going to do it? Like, how are you going to do that this year if you have no
And then on top of that, they will slice 2 games off the schedule. So instead of being 82 game season, like how hockey is, they're going to 80.
So why are you sacrificing the season for
I don't like that,
teams?
man.
Listen, for me, Adam Silver has done a lot of good things for the league, right? However, sometimes you just have to understand that the product sells itself.
Yeah.
You don't need to incentivize people to watch basketball. You don't. What you need to do is what we had a conversation. I had a conversation with Casso a while ago. We're talking about over a year ago, even over maybe 2 years.
Before all of this.
I said that if you want to keep the season relevant, then what you do is you make division titles matter.
Okay.
In basketball, divisions don't mean anything.
Oh, that's true, because don't they just take, isn't it like hockey? They just take like the best
Yeah,
teams.
it's pretty much like it. If you want to make it, every team is going to vie for that division title, allow the teams that win the division to get the top 4 seeds in the conference.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
That would switch it up.
But then you'd wind up getting the people bitching and complaining like they do in the NFL, where like, you know, a team that has
their record. But see, the thing is, that for me, it shouldn't matter. If you're the better team, you should be able to win anyway.
I agree.
Like in the NFL, like with these in division games, if you got a better record but you lost to the teams in your division, that gotta matter.
It matters.
I agree.
That gotta matter. So that's the way to fix the imbalance, if you believe, in regards to the viewership. Make things matter. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're gonna stop players from sitting and having rest days and Kawhi Leonard sitting out 80 games. Like all of these things.
Kawhi
like
Leonard is ill.
You'll have people saying, all right, cool, we have to win a division because we want a top 4 seed in the conference. Like, that's how you fix things. I like the fact that they put in a play-in tournament. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? To, you know, extend the playoffs and all that stuff. But if you really want to engage the fan base and engage all markets of the NBA, you make the divisions matter. Simple. It's a quick fix.
Tom idea was dope though with that first round.
Yeah.
Getting that first round.
Tom's idea was better than mine.
That first pick.
I think both ideas were great.
Dope.
I think both ideas were great.
You need to implement both.
Yeah. Right, exactly. We can have both of them. We have both of them.
Make it as like the runner-up, thanks for participating award. Like, that's gonna go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that you don't want.
Right. Like, what does it matter? Okay, you won the in-season tournament.
It's worse than winning the All-Star games. Like, who
Right.
cares?
Whoever cares about winning an All-Star game?
Skill challenge? Yeah, good for you.
And like when baseball made it, well, you get the advantage in the World Series. Nobody cares.
That was so crazy.
Nobody cares.
I never liked that one.
Like if I'm a player in baseball or American League, and I'm on the Orioles, and my team is the worst team in the league. What do I care who gets the advantage in the World Series? My team ain't in it.
Yeah.
I don't care. So, moving on. Moving on. I'm upset.
When aren't you upset?
No, I'm really upset now. Like most of the time when I do this show, I'm very happy. I'm joyful and gleeful and all that stuff. Yes, but tonight, there's no joy here. On your way here, Tom, breaking news hit the airways that Jacob DeGrom signed a 5-year, $185 million with the Texas Rangers.
Damn.
And when I seen it on my phone, I thought that was one of those spam accounts or one of those fake accounts, because there's been a lot of those that, try to get clickbait, right? But then I'm seeing SNY reported. I then see, because ESPN is always the last one to kind of get the breaking news one. They're always the last one. And I'm just like, it's true. We're all Met fans in here. And for me, I'm pissed off because Jacob DeGrom was here when the front office was bad. Jacob DeGrom was here when ownership was bad. Jacob DeGrom was here when the suffering was at its highest and the frustration was at its highest in regards to us having Mickey Callaway, us having, what is the other manager we just had before?
Rojas.
Yes, Rojas. Hated him too. Hated him too. And for Buck to be here, for Steve Cohen to be here, for Billy Epler to be here, for the enthusiasm that's around this team right now, to the fact that we won 101 games. We're on the cusp of being one of the better teams in the league, across the entire league, and people are looking at the Mets as like the next team of destiny, right? Like we may be the next Astros. For him to leave now, bothers me because I always envisioned him staying here, winning a World Series, having his statue right next to Seaver's, and we're saying that we are a franchise that's not very long in regards to like how long we've been around. But we can arguably say that we had two of the best pitchers to ever walk the planet. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have that chance now, Tom. So, thoughts? You go ahead, man.
It's pretty freaking brutal because, he was. He's the best pitcher that personally, best pitcher I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
It's not even really close. But trying to spin it because I am a Mets fan first.
Yeah.
101 games last year. He won 6. That's it. They won 100. They won 101 games.
11 starts.
He only had to win 6 of them.
Right.
I don't know. I can't be mad because just from seeing everything, it didn't sound like he wanted to be here. There's a lot of people saying that were close to the Mets, reporters for the Mets saying that he had one foot out, that they're not surprised that he left, that he wanted to leave. So there's nothing like I can't be that mad at the Mets because they didn't have a shot.
And that's the crazy part.
He wanted to go. Allegedly, his wife didn't like New York or didn't want to stay in New York.
Hold on. How you don't like New York?
That always plays a role, though. The wife.
I get it. I understand. Like, you got to listen to the wife. I'm not disputing that for him. But I'm like, how you gonna bash New York, fam?
I don't get it, but people always attribute the taxes, the cold.
Right.
I guess I get it. He's going to get every dollar of that.
No state tax.
No state tax
right.
And stuff like that.
Well, it was the trumpets.
The trumpets bothered him?
You want to play trumpet for you, babe? That was it.
You want to know something?
You know how
he
that
was
goes.
asleep with that.
Speaking of them trumpets, I think Edwin Diaz is going to pitch more than Jacob DeGrom this year.
I agree.
Right.
That's very possible.
I don't know. The Rangers went 5 years. I'm not going 5 years on a guy that hasn't pitched a full season in 3. He didn't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks, but I think the Mets are going to be fine. You know, I think it's going to hurt more come spring training, but Steve Cohen's going to make sure the Mets are in a good spot.
I love that Steve Cohen response, though.
No, listen.
I'm very happy about that.
Can somebody read that to me, please? Can somebody who got that queued up? Who got that queued up? Because I like to dissect when people say certain things because I can read between it.
I just had. You know what I'm doing though? First thing is I'm going to get Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
And I'm giving him 48.
Yes.
I'm letting him rock 48 on the mound.
Uh-huh.
That's
whoever it is, Rodon or anybody. I'd
give it to like the backup catcher.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
All right, so this is straight from the desk of Claw. All right. I wish him well. He has the right to choose his team. Now his team has to move. Oh, I'm sorry. Now this team has to move on to the next thing. Steve Cohen via SNY.
Okay, so that right there tells me, and thank you, Claude, for that. That right there tells me he's upset. That is the diplomatic response to, oh, you're going to do that to me. Okay, watch this. Watch this.
That was,
yes.
Hey, Camille, make it sound like I'm not mad.
Right.
I'm pissed off. And I'm
right,
exactly.
Exactly. Like this, the grit in the teeth, like, wish him well.
50 Cent.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, listen, it's a tough day to be a Mets fan right now. It is. Because
it's the Grom.
It's the Grom, right?
It's the man.
It's the Gromination. It's the man. It's the GOAT, right? But if we gonna lose him, I'm okay with him going to Texas.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go waste the rest of his career.
Get your bag,
hey.
Listen, DeGrom, get your money in Texas, but you ain't never go get close to winning like the Mets go get close to winning in the next 5 years.
You know
so
what?
right,
he might have well gone to the Angels.
Exactly.
They went from DeGrom to DeGone.
Exactly.
Yo,
that's definitely gonna be on the page.
You giving the post the easy word.
That's the Daily News.
Daily News gonna say DeGone.
Hey, yo, if they do,
yo, I can guarantee it. You need to pull that up, bro. That's funny. That's funny, man.
It feels like a little less devastating, but it feels like when Tavares left the Islanders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
they were
man.
a team on the cusp.
Listen,
contender, and he just bounces.
And you know what it was? That hurt more because he lied.
Yeah.
That's what hurt. Like DeGrom never lied. Like he was like, listen, I'm gonna test free agency. I like being here, and I think that was true. I don't think.
Here's the difference, though: is allegedly the Mets were going to offer him 3 years, $120 million.
Yeah.
He said he was going to test free agency. He was going to opt out. The plan was to opt out, but he did get caught in some interviews saying how he liked it here, how he wanted to be a Met, how he was always going to be in contact with the Mets, he was always going to give the Mets the opportunity.
And then he didn't.
And now we have conflicting reports of, well, the Mets were going to offer him 3 years, 120, and also the Mets didn't get the chance to counter. So you really didn't want to be here. Just you didn't want New York.
Right.
You couldn't handle it.
Right.
You know?
And that's the thing. A lot of teams, a lot of players do that in regards to leverage, because if he would have came out and said, listen, I think, I've played my career here. I was very happy here, but it may be time to move on. Guess what the Mets do? They trade him, right? They trade him mid-season, but he didn't want to get traded because obviously you can be able to get the benefits of riding a pennant race, possibly winning a World Series, and then getting your bag from Texas. Yeah. Right? So he was playing all DEGROM this year. Hey, kudos to him. Yeah, backfired on us in regards to us winning, but we're going to talk more free agency talk after the break. Welcome back on a somber segment for the All Even Podcast. So thoughts about where the Mets go from here, Tom?
I mean, it's got to be Verlander or I forget his name.
Rodon. Yep.
Or do whatever you can to get Shohei here. I mean, that's really the only moves you got, and I think it's probably gonna be Verlander. Verlander's gonna get the bag.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be. Probably you have to see Bassett probably coming back.
Bassett.
And then
do you bring back Taijuan Walker?
Maybe, and then maybe hopefully you can convince him to be like a long relief guy out of the bullpen because he runs out of gas.
Just tell him, listen, in the second half, just go in the bullpen.
We're just gonna put you in the pen. But the Mets again. The Mets won 101 games without Jacob DeGrom.
Right.
Pitching wasn't their problem most of the season.
It was the bats.
It was the bats that was their problem.
Absolutely.
I need a real DH.
Yep.
Now that DeGrom's gone, go back up the Brinks truck for Aaron Judge.
Back of the bridge truck for anybody. Like I think that they should go get JD Martinez. Honestly,
I'm with that. I wanted them to trade for him in the off. I'm just a little nervous because he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
Didn't his production go down a little bit in Boston?
Slightly, but
when the production goes down in Boston, I get scared because you got the short fence and the Green Monster is like the little league field.
And remember, we still have some nightmares from the Jason Bay era, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So
but I think JD's a better hitter than Jason Bay was.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll see. Now, moving on a little bit. Before we go to Mr. Aaron Judge, Odell watch. Now he met with the Giants. They said that he had good conversation with the Giants. Now he's on his way to Buffalo. He's on his way to Buffalo. And then Monday he meets with my Dallas Cowboys. So, if those are the three teams that are left, who does he sign with? And don't be biased.
Nah, ain't no bias.
Don't be biased.
Because it's between y'all and the Bills.
Okay, so you don't even think you guys got a shot, guys?
For what?
I love his honesty, bro.
And why is that?
What are we coming to the Giants gonna do?
It's a homecoming.
For what?
And he's gonna be the guy.
Oh, I think he's coming home. Yeah, I think he's coming home.
Think so?
From what I hear from the way Saquon talks about it, from the way Shep's been talking about it, I don't know. It just feels like he's coming home. He's not ring chasing. He's got his ring already. He's looking for money, security, and he knows New York. He said on multiple occasions all he's ever wanted to do was win in New York and give some winning back to this fans and back to this franchise. So, look, I understand that the career move to win might be the Dallas in the short term might be the better spot to look. Because I say
you hold your tongue, Tom.
I say might be because I don't mean to offend, but there's three certainties in life: death, taxes, and the Cowboys ain't making it out.
That's a fact.
Hell yeah.
So,
Tom, I thought you were my friend.
You know what, Tom? You actually bring up a good point because I think Daniel Jones However we may feel about him.
He's not bad.
He needs weapons.
He's not bad.
So even though, Odell can't be a 1 no more, obviously, but
I'm not convinced he can't. That's the thing. I'm not convinced Odell can't be a 1.
That's a good point.
I see it.
That's a good point.
I think Odell's better than Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
He's better than, honestly, Cager. I don't know. I don't remember who the Giants wide receivers are at this point. He's better than anybody else on that team.
I'm worried about that knee, though, man.
But I've seen guys come back from
I mean, you got to see it. You got to see it. You got to see it.
I think that's the thing that everybody has to keep in mind with the Giants' move. If he goes to the Giants, they're going to lean on him. He's the one. He's going to be the one. Now, part 2, right? Now, if he goes to the Bills, hey, I get to join a franchise that's pretty much about to win it.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
They already got Diggs.
They got Gabe Davis.
They got McKenzie and they got Gabe Davis. Hey, I could just slide in here.
Slide right in.
And enhance.
Just like what he did with the Rams last year.
Now, if I go to the Cowboys,
same thing.
I can do that. I can still have that role and just, just chill out. Because, hey,
defense.
I don't know what this knee looks like under full duress.
Right.
No one knows what this shit looks like.
And we don't know if it's that one cut and who knows.
Exactly. So it was a non-contact injury that took him out.
Oh, yeah.
And then remember, he cleaned up the old ACL injury as well.
Exactly.
So, he had 2 surgeries, which is good for him, but we just got to see how he bounced back.
And that's the same knee or a different knee?
I think it was the same knee.
So, hey, listen, 3rd time's a charm. Great, but, hey, would you want to do that where they put all the bag on me and they try to just bring me home? Like, they tried to bring the dad that left the household home because, hey, I don't like the mom, but, you know what I'm saying? I love the kids. And you try to come back home and it's like, that shit ain't working.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
We hated you when you were here, bro.
This is why you left.
I love Odell.
Can you leave again, please?
You don't want to be him. You know what I'm saying? So, he's better off going somewhere else to get another.
But that's the thing, though. Like, if let's say we're in a world where the Bengals won, and the Rams didn't.
Right.
Doctor Strange universe.
I think Odell easily picks the Bills or the Cowboys, and I don't think it's even close because he doesn't have the ring. He's chasing the title.
It's true.
He's not chasing the title anymore. All he's chasing is some security. And, Odell does, while I don't think he was ever the distraction that everybody liked to make him.
Yeah.
I never
feel
thought
the same way about that.
I think he wants that story. He wants to be in the limelight. And there is no better story than the
coming
Giants,
back home.
than the Giants being the most surprising team in the NFL this year. And then Odell coming back and being that piece that the Giants desperately need. Because especially if Odell's, let's say he signs the end of this year, next year, he's going to have to be looking to probably get some more money down the line the following year. He's going to have to show that he can compete. He's going to want to come in and prove that he's that guy.
It's true.
That got hurt.
And he
that
could do that with the
balling
Giants. That makes sense.
It's true.
He'll get mad looks.
What do you think, Nicole?
Going back to what's the name?
Silas has said, it'll be fun. I want Odell. Sign him. I agree with your points. I think any destination that he chooses at this point, there's going to be a reason why. Like, he's not leaning anywhere for any, like, it's not a selfish thing that I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason. There's some nostalgia for the Giants. There's some security with the Bills, right? Like, that you're going to have a top flight quarterback giving you the football. You're not going to be getting double covered. That's for Diggs to get it. That's for Gabe Davis to take it and stretch the defense, right? You can be able to work the underneath. So there's a luxury there for that team. But then there's also that intrigue of playing for Dallas, right? Like, Jerry Jones has always had an affinity for Odell Beckham. Always.
Yeah, we used to work him.
Yeah, but he's always believed that Odell is the one that should be wearing 88. You know what I'm saying? Not CD. It should be Odell.
And there is no real intrigue. I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
but don't you think it is a downer because Odell's coming into a situation late in the season. Mm-hmm. I know he's really talented. He's a 3 in Dallas because Michael Gallup's got a better rapport with Dak.
Correct.
CeeDee's got a better rapport with Dak, so he might not even get the. And Schultz has a better rapport with Dak than Odell will. So wouldn't Odell maybe get less targets and be less effective in the offense if he's not going to be that that go-to guy or that guy that Dak's
I don't
looking for?
I don't think that the targets matter for Odell, because the thing is, just like I was saying in regards to him going to Buffalo, when you have all of those weapons that are there, who are you guarding? Odell is going to be going against the third and fourth cornerback.
That's true. That's true.
He goes against those guys, he's going to eat them for lunch, even if he has one leg.
That's true.
So that's the whole point of him being able to be productive and not have to be the focal point.
And
being with the Giants, he's going to be looked at as help us, save us, be able to get us back to where we need to be. That may be a little bit more pressure than he's ready for, or his body is ready for right now.
I think Odell loves that stuff.
No, he
Odell
does.
Odell wants to be the guy that everybody can rely on. He wants to be the guy that's at the top of the mountain, that is that reliable target. And that's why I feel like it's just a perfect storm. The Giants are proving they're a better team than a lot of people thought they were. They're in the hunt for a playoffs, contending for a playoff spot. That's the piece that could really put them over and make them a playoff contender.
We'll see, because he said that after he meets with the Cowboys, he's gonna make his decision very quickly after that.
Yeah.
Right. So because time's a wasting. Time's a wasting for him. Real quick, y'all. Where does Aaron Judge sign?
San Fran.
Who you got, Chloe?
I want to say the Mets, but San Fran sounds like they got it.
We got
I'm the same way. I want him over here at the Mets. It'd be so sweet, but San Fran look like they locked it in, bro.
Nicole, you got?
There you go.
God bless her.
There you go. At least somebody said
Jazz, who you got?
She got more balls than all of us.
Jazz the only Yankee fan here, right?
Yeah, he definitely ain't going back home.
She told me that she wants him back, and I said ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Listen. He gives me DeGrom vibes, but he not even gonna pick up the phone for the Yankees. He gonna take that $400 million and he gonna run straight to San Diego.
I don't blame him, yo.
Hey, listen,
they treat him like dirt, bro.
At the end of the day, he's had the greatest walk-off year ever.
Yeah.
Right? Even if, and I said this last week on the pod, I said even if he never hits 62 home runs again and he gives you 5 years of 40 home runs, you still pay him $400 million.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's worth it. And what he brings on the field is not even close to what he brings off the field.
Yep.
He's not a guy that gets in trouble. He's a great interview. He's a model citizen. He's a franchise player. He's a face of your franchise type of guy. That's the type of guys that you give the bag to. You know what I'm saying? Production aside, you pay for the intangibles as well.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like what we were talking about before the show. We were talking about Nimmo. Nimmo's the kind of, I'm not obviously putting them in the same light.
Right, but
Judge Nimmo is a guy that you take your kid to the ballpark and be like, you should play like that
exactly.
guy. Judge is that guy for the Yankees.
Right.
Like,
you should be that guy.
Role model.
Exactly.
You should be that guy.
Exactly. So that's what you're paying for. So if the Yankees don't value that, they're gonna feel it when he leaves.
Ooh,
they're gonna feel it. I just can't fathom it. But at the same time, could we fathom DeGrom leaving? Could we fathom that until it happened?
No, we could have fathomed that. It was always a possibility.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
As a Mets fan, I was always prepared for that possibility because what can go wrong generally does go wrong.
Right. Yeah.
With the Yankees, over our entire lives with the Yankees, they always get their guy.
That's
Usually
true.
They
get whatever they want, bro.
That's
they
very
got
true.
CeCe, they got Randy Johnson, even though that blew up in their face.
Yep.
They got Garrett Cole. I can't imagine that the guy they grew themselves, the heir
Farm
apparent to
system
Derek Jeter,
came up.
best player in baseball. I can't imagine that they won't bring him back. Like that is literally the Yankees and Mets swap places.
Right. When they've literally painted themselves in a corner when they have no leverage.
Doctor Strange moments.
They're literally at Aaron Judge's beck and call at this point.
Yep.
Just listen, if I'm Hal, slide the checkbook to him and just write a number in there and we're just gonna go.
Do you want a piece of the team?
Right.
I think that relationship.
You want shares, bro?
It could be.
It
could be, Cuz. It could be.
That
It could
relationship
be.
is over.
It could be. Now, it's time, y'all, for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
I ask every week. I go around the room and I ask, who you think is the dummy of the week? Cos, I'm going to start with you. You have a dummy this week?
Get back to me. Let me think.
Okay. What about you, Chloe?
I'm gonna go.
I got mine.
You ready for this?
Yep.
I'm going to DEGROM.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
I like that. I like that one. Oh, I like that.
I never say anybody relevant. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
Very good one.
I like that. Nicole, what you got?
I'm gonna go with the Celtics.
Celtics.
Interesting.
The whole team.
I like that one. Yo, Nicole always have some good ones. I ain't gonna hold you.
Silent assassin.
Silent assassin. I'm telling you.
She got sliders.
Here we go. Time, who we got?
So now, question: does this have to be? Can it be somebody that we've talked about already on this?
Absolutely.
show?
Of course.
I mean, how does Kanye not get to be?
Listen,
You know what?
Kanye has been Dummy of the Week and honorable mention a lot over the past month.
You know what?
So
That's a good
he gets
one,
one. He definitely gets one.
You know what I got, man?
Yeah.
The Yankees for that offer.
Yankees for their 8 years, $300 million offer to Aaron Judge.
Bro,
like, what are you doing?
That's short.
You lowballed them the first time. They got him mad. Then you lowball them again.
How you gonna get less? How you gonna give him less? Than Lindor?
Like,
I love Lindor. Lindor's like my favorite player on the.
And we overpaid.
But how you gonna give him? How
Right.
you gonna offer him less than that?
Lindor getting 330 right now, chilling.
But your hold is 300.
Right? Yeah, hold his $300.
Unless we giving you shares, there's no way, bro.
No, it's crazy. So yeah, Yankees definitely gotta hold that one. You know what I mean? But I got a good one, y'all. I got a good one. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders are because normally when somebody gets enshrined into your Hall of Fame, or you're acknowledging the accomplishments of a great player. This is a player that passed, Sean Taylor, one of the greatest, safeties out there in NFL history, right? He's all pro, and life was cut short, but everybody always remembers how great Sean Taylor was. And they had this. They were telling everybody all week, we got this unveiling to come. That we had this great thing that we're gonna, tribute for Sean Taylor. And people was, all right, cool. We looking for nice statue, nice, maybe one of those Hall of Fame heads for Sean Taylor. Oh no, that's not what they have. Nope. When they unveiled it, all it was a uniform. All it was a uniform, and that was it. When you go to the Nike store and they have the uniform of the team, that's all they had, and it was in a glass case.
They put a mannequin there, bro. That shit was wild.
No, bro, I would take the mannequin. There was no mannequin. It was just the hell. Whatever it was on, there's no mannequin there.
It's like a Batman suit.
Facts.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Facts.
Nah.
And mind you, you had people there that were clapping. I'm like, what you clapping for? What are you clapping for? If I was Sean Taylor's family, I'd have walked out.
Wow.
I'd have walked out. You are an owner for an NFL team. Sean Taylor has been ingrained in this culture for years. Since he's passed, everybody talks about Sean Taylor. You had years to be able to create a statue for this man. Wow. And that's what you do?
Wow.
Dan Snyder was going to do anything he could to have something that said Redskins still in there.
Bro, it's like, right. This was his last time. I got to make sure I can put that in there. Like, it's like, yo, you had a chance to do something that was like, you know what? Dan Snyder is not a piece of garbage. He's not all the way bad. If you use the Kanye, right? He's not all the way bad, right? But he does this and just solidifies his spot as a W of the Week. Him and the whole Commanders organization, like, who greenlit that?
Yeah, the green light.
Right?
He did. He probably was like, this is a great idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's talk. Like, he goes like, all right, team, I got an idea about how to honor Sean Taylor. We're gonna have a nice, something in a glass case here. We're gonna put the helmet in the jersey, and some intern was probably on his phone says, Mr. Snyder, you're talking about a statue, sir? Or no, just a uniform. We don't have the money for this thing. But but we do have the money for it. The budget is open. Yeah, but we're gonna spend it on something else. Like, come on, bro, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah,
do better than that, bro. When I saw that, I laughed. And it's not, you're not supposed to be laughing.
I thought they were unveiling in New Jersey. I'm like,
right.
This looks the same.
Or at least like a I don't know, like a picture of him like golden or something. That'd be hot. But just, you need to Google it, Trump. You need to look at it. If you haven't seen it, you need to find it. Trust me. So
I didn't know what I was looking. I thought it was in New Jersey.
That's why I'm like, okay, is this a new uniform? No, it's a Sean Taylor tribute.
Same shit. Like, wait, what? It's in the Batcave. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't wear this suit anymore. It was in that.
Yeah, the Batfleck glass case. Yeah,
that's bad.
So the Washington Commanders and Dan Snyder. I don't know how many times you guys are gonna appear on my show as losers. You've been losers since Joe Gibbs left. You've been like, so you're gonna continue to be losers, but you're winners for Dummy of the Week. That's all for this week. Tom, I appreciate you coming on today, man. It was fun.
I appreciate you having me. This was an absolute blast.
Yeah,
this was
man.
Awesome.
Nah, great to have you, man. Like I said, man, all the best with the Grindhouse and continued success there. Casso.
Yep.
Did you look it up? You saw it?
Yo, why they got wire on?
That's why I told you there was no mannequin.
What is
There's no
this,
mannequin,
man?
bro. It was wires holding it up.
And they got the nerve to put gloves on the hand, on the wires, man. This is crazy.
That's why I told you they had to get the Dummy of the Week. Sorry.
Dummy,
Nah. But Casso, I appreciate you coming through, man. It's always love.
Love it, bro. You know what it is.
Mr. PTO, I appreciate you.
I'm using some next week.
Like I said, man, I had to get you a mic now. You're now Mr. Bougie now.
No,
That's your new nickname.
Now. I feel good about myself.
Oh, you feel good about yourself now?
I'm gonna use a PTO because I think I gotta celebrate.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you know.
I got you. Nicole, the silent assassin is what I call her. She dropped some gems today.
Mad gems.
You know what I mean? Always does, though. Always does. Very subtle. She's like, yeah, DEGROM. Don't care. Get judged. Who cares? So until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
My son is the champ, so get over it.